SI Sports Network is on the air today from campus on J.B. Murphy Field. It's WCAL Football. The Mitty Monarchs come north to take on the Wildcats. Casey Murphy, class of 77, along with juniors Ronan Kramer and Will Simons. Of course, Sean Lahan, our producer, class of 87. The Monarchs come in with a 4-2 record overall, 2-1 in league play. SI off after a tough loss in the Bruce Mahoney game last Friday night to Sacred Heart Cathedral. The Cats are 0-3, 0-6 overall. Mitty Monarchs, as I mentioned, come in with a 4-2 record, and they have a terrific quarterback by the name of Shamir Bey.
Yeah, Shamir Bey really is what makes this offense go, and he loves to throw the ball downfield. In fact, on the year, Mitty has an average of 16 yards per completion. In fact, in their game against Reardon a couple weeks ago, he went 8 for 12 for 169 yards, which is an average of 21 yards per completion, which is a pretty insane stat. And he has a bunch of different targets that he likes to go to. And with their ground game, Shamir Bey actually leads the team in carries. But James Thomas and Chaz Saenz both take a lot of the work. In fact, James Thomas is their leading rusher with almost 200 yards this season.
You know, one of the things we spoke about before the game here today is Shamir Bey does have a lot of targets. There's about 5 receivers that he can go to, 5 guys that have between 10 and 15 catches for the Monarchs, so he does spread the ball around.
Yeah.
So for the Cats, 0-6 overall, 0-3 in league play. Tough loss last week, 26-21 to Sacred Heart Cathedral. Cats are just searching for that first win of the year.
Oh, absolutely, and I think the key today for the Cats is they need to work on their scoring in the middle quarters. So far this season, they're averaging a combined 2.8 points per game in the second and third quarters this season. That's not going to win you any football game. However, they're averaging 5 points per first quarter and 6 points for fourth quarter. So they can score at the bookends in the beginning of games. They just need to work on scoring in the middle.
Well, there you go. We're going to listen to a couple of the captains from SI. Senior football captains Jack Dyke and Lance Sell with Sean Lahan.
All right, I'm here with 2 of the 3 captains of the SI Varsity Football team. Mark Biggins, who is not here, but I'm here with Jack Dyke and Lance Sell. So guys, let's talk a little bit about SI Football, how long you've been playing here, and what position do you play? And let's go to Jack first.
So I've been playing for 4 years, since freshman year, and I play offensive and defensive line.
Lance.
This is my 4th year playing, so I've played all 4 years, and I play outside linebacker and safety.
So we're past the halfway point of the season, but I'm pretty sure you still have expectations and goals for the rest of the way.
Yeah, we definitely still got goals of pushing and finishing strong in league and pushing to the playoffs and beyond. So we have high expectations for these last 4 games and hopefully beyond. So we're definitely excited. Yeah, there's a lot of tradition and pride that comes into playing football at SI. And that's a really cool thing to be able to experience and to be able to play football, you know, with my best friends every day on J.B. Murphy Field is something really special and something that I think myself and a lot of the guys cherish a lot.
Do you guys still have some WCAL games left? Which ones are you looking forward to and why?
I'm looking forward to all of them, pretty much the same. I'm just ready to get back out there.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to all 4. I think we're playing some good opponents, and we've had some great games with these opponents in the last couple of years. The Reardon game, called the Gil Haskell game, is going to be a great game. We had a great game against Mitty last year, so it'll be fun to have another competitive atmosphere with them. So we're definitely excited for all 4, and all 4 are going to be they're going to be battles.
Do you guys have a favorite NFL or college football player that you admire? Basically, their ability and style of play.
2 players come to mind, and that's Tom Brady and J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt just gets after it, and he's super fun to watch. And he was the Defensive Player of the Year 2 years in a row. That was really cool. And Tom Brady is just my favorite player, and Patriots are my favorite team, so I love Tom Brady.
I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan, so Stephon Diggs is probably, one of my favorite players. I look up to his confidence and his swagger and just the way that he plays. And he's definitely a guy that I look up to and who I admire in the way he plays.
Tell me something about a teammate that surprises or inspires you.
I think something that some people don't know is that Mark Stevens is a closet nerd. He's really, really smart, and it's kind of inspiring to me to just do everything right like he does.
Yeah, I think one of our guys, the seniors this year, Matt Rosen, has really kind of stepped into the spotlight and really stepped up and really pushed other guys to get better. It's been very noticeable at practice and definitely in games that he's pushing everyone and that he's making plays and he's making everybody better, which is something that we really need out of him and his senior leadership. So that's something that, I've been really proud to be one of his teammates, and I think he's really helped us so far this season.
So describe SI football in a few key words or in a sentence.
I think 2 words that come to mind are tradition and pride. Lance touched on tradition a little bit already. We have a very, very healthy tradition in this program of winning and playing the right way. And I think we call upon that each and every game that we play. And pride, just having pride in that tradition and having pride in everything that we do and doing it to our best of our abilities. So yeah, those are the 2 words that I think come to mind.
I'm Kiana Ansari, SI Class of 2020, and I would like to invite you to the annual St. Ignatius Campus Exploration Day on Sunday, November 4th, 2018. This open house is a great way for middle school students and their families to explore the SI campus and speak directly with current SI students, SI faculty, SI coaches, SI club moderators, and SI staff. It's a great opportunity to learn about the academic, campus ministry, athletic, performing arts, community service, clubs, and financial aid offered at SI. No reservations are required. The SI Open House will be from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday, November 4th on the SI campus at 2001 37th Avenue in the Sunset District of San Francisco. For more information, log on to siprep.org and click on admissions. That's siprep.org and click on admissions. See you on November 4th.
Yeah, welcome back to JB Murphy Field. The captains from both teams are out at midfield for the Cats. Lance Sell, Mark Biggins, Teddy Buchanan, a captain today, and of course Jack Dyke. For the Monarchs, their captains today are Chaz Sines, Jonah Advancula. He has an interception on the season this year. Jonah plays defensive back for Mitty. Also is Davis Salam and Sean Mahoney, the captains for the Monarchs. And Sean Mahoney is a big defensive tackle, leads the team with 5 sacks. So watch for number 87, especially on the defensive line. There was action in the WCAL last night in football. Sacred Heart Cathedral went down to Bellarmine and beat the Bells 14-0. Just the second time in the history of the school that Sacred Heart Cathedral has defeated Bellarmine. Valley Christian all over Sarah. Not a surprise that Valley Christian wins the game, but the score 37-6. And St. Francis beat Archbishop Reardon 38-0. So guys, we talked about it in our pregame. Mitty comes in with a 4-2 record. The Cats 0-6, and we're looking at Shamir Bey, the quarterback for the Monarchs, as a real superstar, and the Cats just want to get their first win of the season. So both teams are going out to midfield, and we're going to have our game prayer and national anthem.
In honor of the shared Catholic values by both the SI and Archbishop Mitty communities, today's opening prayer will be led by St. Ignatius Jr. and football manager Dave Kelly. Our national anthem will be performed by St. Ignatius Jr. and football manager Elizabeth Reed.
So proud
That was our game prayer and national anthem, and we're just about ready to go here at J.B. Murphy Field. The teams are out at midfield shaking hands, and we're going to have the kickoff in just a second. Going through the WCAL with that big win last night, Valley Christian is now tied for first place in the league. Valley Christian 3-1, Sarah also at 3-1. Mitty 2-1. Sacred Heart Cathedral is 2-2. The Bells are 1-3. SI 0-3 as we mentioned, and Reardon 0-4. Actually, I should say St. Francis is leading the league with a undefeated record. So we're just about ready to go here, guys. The Cats looking for their first win of the year. SI defeated Mitty last year, the last game of the regular season, down in San Jose. So the Cats won the last meeting between these two teams, and Mitty is going to receive the kickoff to get this game going, and Cormac Gallagher is going to kick the ball off for the Wildcats, and we're going to be underway. For Mitty, their deep man is Dominic Haggerty. He's a senior. He has 179 yards on kick returns this year. So Mitty's looking to get Dominic Haggerty the ball. And Cormac Gallagher is going to get this game started. It's a short kick. It's going to be one of the up men for the Monarchs. That's Devon Sapp. And Devon Sapp does a nice job of getting upfield across the 35, call it the 35-yard line, where Mitty will start its first possession of the game.
And like I said before, look for Mitty right away to start looking downfield. That's where a lot of their offense comes. Obviously, they like to rush the ball between James Thomas, Chaz Sines, and Shamir Bay as well.
Shamir Bay, the quarterback, 61 out of 120, 51%, 16 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He's thrown for 1,000 yards, 166 yards a game.
Something else to note, Mitty has only attempted 1 field goal all year. They missed it, so they still do not have a field goal after 6 games.
I noticed that stat, the kicking game for the Monarchs. Sometimes you just take the best athlete and you make him the kicker as well. But maybe we'll see some guys going for it on 4th down if we can. So Shamir Bay is in the shotgun, and he is going to hand the ball off. That's Chaz Sines, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, call it the 36-yard line. Good defense by the Cats on that one. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Monarchs.
I really do think the key to the game for the Cats defense is to force Mitty to run the ball, because they're only averaging 3.6 yards per carry on the season, while they're, as Will stated before, they're averaging 16 yards per completion. So forcing the Monarchs to run the ball would not be a bad strategy here for the Cats.
Well, unfortunately, I remember last year at least, the Wildcats were very susceptible to giving up to that big play, and we saw that a little bit in the Bruce Mahoney game last week against Sacred Heart, especially against rushing.
Anthony Hurd, over 200 yards rushing. There's Sines again. He's going to be dragged down for a loss. That's a terrific play by the SI defensive line.
Yeah, it looked like Jack Dyke got there first. He really got a good jump on that running play.
Jack Dyke, one of the captains, number 57, was in the backfield. That's a loss of 4. We're going to call it 3rd and 14 for the Monarchs. Shamir Bay from the shotgun. There's trips to the left side, the near side. Passing down now, and Bay's looking to throw. Gets out of trouble and overshoots a man. Had a guy open for a moment, Joseph Vaughn. Overshot Vaughn near the 1st down line, and that'll bring up 4th down, and Mitty will be forced to kick the ball away. Their punter is number 36, Jake Barbaro.
He has 8 punts inside the 20-yard line this year. His longest is 59 yards.
That's right, and he averages 38 yards a kick. So Jake Barbaro, the punter. And Mark Biggins is back to return the kick. End over end. Biggins fields it at about the 35-yard line, makes one man miss, gets to about the 38-yard line, and SI will start its first possession from the Monarch 38-yard line. Sean Mahoney made the tackle on that special teams play. He's the man that I mentioned. He's one of the captains for the Monarchs, has 5 sacks on the season. So look for big number 87 for the Monarchs. And SI's offense takes the field. The quarterback is Zach Taylor-Smith. Zach Taylor-Smith, 19 of 38 on the season, 210 yards. A threat running the football as well. Got the start last week against Sacred Heart Cathedral. Now here's a nice run, breaking free for a big run is Josiah Shannon, the sophomore. Josiah Shannon gets loose for a big run and a big first down for the Wildcats.
Well, you see the SI offense. They love to run jet sweep packages, end arounds, any play that can get, any handoff play that could be unconventional. The Cats love to run.
And some also very good downfield blocking there. I mean, he got blockers ahead of him, and he already had a first down there.
So Josiah Shannon with a big run, first down for the Wildcats at the Mitty 23-yard line. Taylor-Smith this time hands it off to Shannon again. So this time from the backfield, Shannon gets it ahead for a few. Shannon on the season has 37 carries, 198 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's touched the ball twice today, both for big gains. That one's 6 yards. It's 2nd and 4 for the Wildcats. Shannon lines up to the left this time. Taylor-Smith in the shotgun. Shannon in motion. They're going to give it to him again. 3rd straight time for Shannon. He's the hot man. Breaks a tackle into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. Josiah Shannon on 3 carries. Takes it the distance. 65 yards on 3 carries for Josiah Shannon. And the Cats lead 6-0 with the extra point to come.
And as Ronan said, the movement, every play, somebody is in motion when this snap happens. And it's a big thing in Coach Regalia's offense is deception. Are we going to give it to the guy in motion, or are we going to give it to somebody in the backfield?
And the extra point will be attempted by Cormac Gallagher. And the Cats lead 7-0. So Josiah Shannon had all 3 carries on that drive, 65-yard drive, and he caps it off with a 17-yard touchdown run. So the Cats, that's the start we were looking for, guys. SI with a 7-0 lead.
Talk about drives that change momentum.
Yeah, everything was Josiah Shannon. That took 51 seconds for that 3-play drive. Well done.
It was interesting because we really didn't see much of Shannon in the Bruce Mahoney game or in the couple of games prior. But it seems like the SI offense is going to look for him to sort of carry their offense today, and an offense that hasn't really been spectacular this year.
He had 37 carries coming into the game for 198 yards. He has 3 more carries for 65. Has 2 touchdowns on the season coming in. Now has 3 touchdowns for the Wildcats. Dominic Haggerty is back. And another short kick. This is going to be Murphy, the up man, number 11. Romello Murphy gets it across the 20 to about the 21-yard line. So good special teams that time by the Wildcats. And Mitty will start deep in their own territory at the 21-yard line. So SI off to a fine start. They stopped the run the last time Mitty had the football, forced Shamir Bey to throw a pass on 3rd and long, and then SI was able to run the ball with sophomore Josiah Shannon when they got their chance. So couldn't be a better start for SI right now. SI leading 7-0.
Yeah, as Will said it earlier, this Mitty team relies on big plays through the air. I would not be surprised if Mitty took a shot or 2 downfield on this one drive.
3 receivers to the right, throwing to the right. It's a completed pass. Breaking a couple of tackles was Jonah Avancula. He gets it ahead for about 5 or 6 yards. It'll bring up second down for the Monarchs. Advincula had 7 catches for 139 yards and 3 touchdowns coming in on the game. Officially an 8-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd and 2. We didn't get a chance to tell you the officials. The man in the white hat today, the head referee, is Mac Parfait. Kevin Lahane is the umpire. Curtis Yee and James Reed are the judges, and Brian Burns is the back judge. A run straight ahead to Signs, and again, the SI defensive line getting better of the Monarch offensive line. They stop Signs for no gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Yeah, after being cut up by Anthony Hurd in the Bruce Mahoney game, it appears the Wildcats definitely took a look at their run defense, and it looks like they've really improved it in the past week.
Anthony Hurd with another big game last night, had a 56-yard touchdown run as Sacred Heart Cathedral defeated the Bellarmine Bells last night.
Very low-scoring game down there as well. It was 0-0 at halftime before SH could get a couple of touchdowns in the second half.
So Shamir Bey on 3rd down is in the gun. He's going to hand it straight ahead, and powering and breaking free for a 1st down run. That's Aaron Smith down the sidelines, and he's finally knocked out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. Big run by the Monarchs and a big 1st down for Mitty.
Running kind of jinxed us there. Just as, SI was getting some tackles and not allowing Mitty's running backs to get to the outside.
There is a marker down. They're going to call this one back, it looks like. Holding on Mitty, so that's a crushing penalty for the Monarchs. That's going to take it back. Not exactly sure where the holding, the holding took place right about the 44-yard line. So Mitty, they're going to lose a lot of yardage on the play, but they're actually going to get the 1st down. So it is a 1st down for the Monarchs. The holding happened downfield. So it'll be a 1st down for the Mitty Monarchs, but they lose a ton of yards on the run from Aaron Smith.
Again, holding penalties can really be drive killers.
In this case, it's a real tough penalty, no doubt about it, but the fact that it was downfield at least allows Mitty to get a fresh set of downs. It was a 3rd and 2 play, and so it will be 1st down for the Monarchs. Shamir Bey is in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the near side. Bey looking to his right now. In trouble. He is trying to get away, and he is not going to be able to. That's a big sack for the Wildcats. 2 men on that sack. Jack Dyke was back there, and Will Burkett. And the SI defensive line is having its way so far with the Mitty Monarchs.
Yeah, second time in the last 2 drives that Jack Dyke's gotten through really quickly into the backfield and has been able to bring a Mitty player down for a loss of yardage.
A loss of 7 on the sack. That's going to bring up 2nd and 17 for the Monarchs. They have the ball at the SI at their own 26-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side again. A man in motion. That's the big Sean Mahoney. And it's going to be a running play. Up the middle goes Signs. He breaks a couple tackles. Gets about 5 or 6 yards. Going to bring up 3rd down for the Monarchs. 3rd and 12. So number 5, Chaz Signs, with a strong run. Signs has a touchdown run on the season. 34 carries coming into the game for 130 yards. We haven't seen number 2, James Thomas, yet for the Monarchs. He's Mitty's leading rusher with 199 yards on the season so far. So 3 receivers again to the near side.
Empty backfield. I would be surprised if they did not throw the ball here.
Looking to the right. Throwing a little slant, completed on a nice catch across midfield. That's Joseph Vaughn breaking a tackle into SI territory down to the 37-yard line. So Joseph Vaughn makes that catch. He was the leading receiver coming into the game with 15 receptions for the Monarchs. 263 yards, has 3 touchdown catches on the year, and he gives Mitty a 1st down.
Lining up wide at 6'2" definitely helps, especially when you go over the middle.
Yeah, big kid, Joseph Vaughn, 6'2", Plays a little defense for the Monarchs as well. He's lined up to the near side of the three receivers, right close to the SI bench. And it's going to be a handoff this time. Nowhere to go. Aaron Smith with pretty much no gain on that play. I'm going to assume that James Thomas is not available today for Mitty. I don't see a number 2 out there for the Monarchs, and Aaron Smith has already gotten a couple of touches for the Monarchs. On that one, he loses a couple yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 12 for Mitty.
Yeah, Aaron Smith had only had 17 rushing yards coming into this game, so the fact that he's getting so much action early would probably suggest that James Thomas isn't going to be a factor in this game.
Ramello Murphy is the man for Mitty, close to the SI sideline, split all the way to the left. Looking deep is Shamir Bey, eyes downfield, throws, and it's a diving attempt but incomplete. And that's going to bring up 3rd down for the Monarchs. Dion Dupree was the intended receiver, but Bey could not deliver it, and it'll be 3rd and 12 for the Monarchs. So another big 3rd down. A couple of moments ago, Mitty had a similar situation, and Joseph Vaughn made a big play to get Mitty a 1st down.
Mitty could very well be here in 4-down territory, so I would not. So if I were the Cats, I'd look for a short gain.
There's a quick pass to number 22, Andrew Dean, and Andrew Dean gets ahead for a 1st down. So nice run from Andrew Dean. Only 4 receptions on the season coming in, but number 22 made the play that time, and Mitty picks up another big 3rd down play. 1st down for the Monarchs. 14-yard gain down to the 25-yard line.
And we're seeing a lot of yards after the catch from these Mitty receivers today. It's not really, Shamir Bey really isn't throwing the ball downfield. It's more that his receivers are making plays to get yardage after they catch the ball.
It's going to be a handoff this time to Chad Sines, and SI does a nice job again on the run. Sines is able to move it forward for a couple, give him 3 yards on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 7. 4:50 to go, 1st quarter action. SI has only run the ball 3 times in this game, but all successful runs. Jashai Shannon has all the yards for the SI offense, including a 17-yard touchdown run. The Cats lead 7-0 here with 4:30 to go in the 1st quarter. Chaz Sines is the running back. 2 receivers right, a couple to the left. Shamir Bey looking to his left this time, throws it to the big guy, big number 87. Makes the catch for a short game, Sean Mahoney. And a nice tackle that time by Mark Stevens. You got to take those big guys. You got to get low. He did. Short gain. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Just a reminder, Mitty's only attempted 1 field goal in the entire year, so this is very likely 4th down territory.
Yeah, 2 plays to get the 1st down is probably true. It's 3rd down for the Monarchs, 3rd and 6. Ball at the 21-yard line. Two receivers both ways. He's looking to the right, and he throws deep to the right side, but the timing was off that time. Tried to get it to Ramello Murphy. The throw may be delivered before Shamir Bey wanted to throw it. The pass rush was getting close, and it's going to be 4th down, and it sure looks like Mitty is going to go for it. They're showing no signs of bringing in a kicker here, so Mitty's going to go for it, 4th and 6.
That would be a pretty long field goal, to be fair, by at least high school standards. That would stand at probably about a 38-yarder. So it's not really that much of a surprise that they'd be going for it, especially with their success so far against the Cats on mid to long range late down plays.
So here's a big 4th down play. And Shamir Bey looking downfield, throwing over the middle, has a man, and it's a touchdown for the Monarchs. That's a terrific catch by Ramello Murphy. The throw was a little bit behind him, but Murphy makes the play, and that is a touchdown for the Monarchs. Bey to Murphy, 21 yards.
It looks like Mitty's going to go for it on 4th down or 2-point conversion here, as Ronan was just talking. Nope, never mind. They are going to kick the.
Jake Barbeau is on the field. He's their kicker.
They are going to kick the extra point, it looks like.
He's made 14 extra points this year. Jake Barbeau. And this kick is up, and I don't know.
No good.
No good. So I'm sure Jake Barbeau, he's also a running back. He's Boy, SI gave up at least 2 long third down completions and a fourth down completion as well.
And they were all, longer yardage plays. So, as we said coming into this game, it's, through the air, that's where the SI is going to have to be careful. And, that's really what hurt them on that drive. I mean, it was really only 3 or 4 plays that made up like 90% of the yardage on that.
Yeah,
drive.
And most of them were on third or fourth down. So Mark Biggins is deep, along with Jashai Shannon, and Jake Barbaro will do the kicking duties, and it's a nice high kick coming down at about the 4-yard line. Mark Biggins got a chance to return this. Mark Biggins breaks a tackle, gets across the 25, gets across to 30, and gets down right at the 30-yard line. For a moment, it looked like Mark Biggins was going to break that for a big run back, but taken down at the 30-yard line. SI will start 1st and 10 from their own 30.
Although it's a big day for Shannon, you have to remember Mark Biggins still is on the Wildcats. He's been their main running back all year long.
Really, for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Biggins, 60 carries, 325 yards. A 58-yarder was his long of the year. He has 4 touchdowns. And Jashai Shannon had 198 yards coming into the game. Well, now he's up to, 263?
Yeah, that math seems right.
So Zach Taylor-Smith is going to run it with Shannon again, and this time Mitty was looking for it. Nice cutback, though. Gains about 3 yards on the play, so all in all, a nice little run from Shannon. It'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats.
That looked like the exact same play that SI ran for the touchdown run for Shannon, so it looked like Mitty was almost expecting that sort of play to be coming from SI.
But again, a nice little 3-yard pickup on 1st down. Nothing wrong with that. Cats will have 2nd and 7 from their own 33-yard line. Taylor-Smith has yet to throw the ball in this game. That's Danny Burke in motion. Fumble! And Taylor-Smith is going to land back on it. So SI is going to lose about 4 yards on that play. Ball was fumbled. That's going to bring up 3rd and 11. And those are the kind of plays that can really kill drives. So let's see if Zachary Taylor-Smith will throw his first pass of the day. As I mentioned, he's 19 of 38 on the season for 210 yards. Teddy Buchanan has played some quarterback for the Cats this year, as has Jack Hagfeldt. Taylor-Smith has won the job for now. Started last week against Sacred Heart Cathedral. Looking downfield. Now he's going to scramble, and he's going to throw a little pass to Cormac Gallagher. Nice touch and a 1st down. Cormac Gallagher with a nice catch on a well-timed pass from Zachary Taylor-Smith, and it's a 1st down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Taylor-Smith is Taylor-Smith is filling in for the injured Buchanan right now. Buchanan's out with a broken thumb. Still getting some defensive downs.
So Taylor-Smith gets the 1st down on that pass to the senior Cormac Gallagher, and I think SI moved early that time. Looked like Jack Dyke got a head start. That's going to cost SI 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Wildcats. So SI has losses all to Palo Alto, Campo Lindo. They went up to the state of Washington, lost to Gonzaga Prep in League, St. Francis Valley Christian, and Sacred Heart Cathedral. The Monarchs have a win over Oakdale and Acalanes, lost to Menlo Atherton. They have wins over the Bellarmine Bells and the Reardon Crusaders, and they lost to Sarah in league play. Here's Taylor-Smith across the middle. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Joseph Vaughn. Joseph Vaughn, the linebacker, brings it to the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Monarchs. Joseph Vaughn with his 3rd interception of the year. And another note, guys, that I noticed, Mitty has 9 interceptions as a defense. So they are real ball hawks in the secondary, and Joseph Vaughn made the play on that one. Turnover, give it to the Monarchs.
Yeah, that was an interesting decision from Taylor Smith there. I mean, there's 3 different Mitty defenders in the middle of the field there that all had a chance to make a play on that throw. So, I understand, the guy might have been open, but got to make a better decision there.
It looked like he stared down his intended receiver a little bit on that play, and Joseph Vaughn read that, and he has his 3rd interception of the year. A nice little run back, and Mitty has the ball in SI territory at the 31-yard line. Shamir Bey is going to hand the ball off. That's Chaz Sines, who really hasn't gotten going yet. That's a no gain. Mitty did break one big run, although most of that yardage was called back on a holding penalty, but Chaz Sines hasn't gotten it going yet, and that's going to be 2nd and 10 now for the Monarchs. We're under a minute here in the first quarter. The Cats have a touchdown from Jashai Shannon. Mitty has a reception for a touchdown from Romello Murphy. Missed the extra point. SI leads 7-6. Here's a throw, and it's almost a nice defensive play by Jack Hagfeld, who got there just a second late. It's going to be a completed pass for the Monarchs on what might be the final play of the first quarter. Gain of about 7 yards for Mitty on that one. It'll be 3rd down for the Monarchs, and it doesn't look like Shamir Bey will get another snap off here in the first quarter. So we've played 1 quarter here at J.B. Murphy Field. It's the Wildcats 7 and the Monarchs 6.
Hello, I'm SI Performing Arts student Margaret Dresselhaus, class of 2020, and here's your Fall 2018 SI Performing Arts calendar. On October 10th and 11th in Wiegand Theater, it's the SI Playwright Festival. This year we will celebrate works that are based on true life stories. From November 8th to November 17th in Bannon Theater, we present our annual fall play, Laughter on the 23rd Floor, by Neil Simon. The play takes a comedic look at the backstage chaos of a 1950s TV show. On November 28th and 30th, it's the annual fall concert featuring the SI Orchestras and the Jazz Band in Bannon Theater. The orchestras will feature works by Beethoven, Brahms, Vivaldi, and also some innovative music from the current decade. On December 5th and 7th, it's the annual Winter Choral Concert featuring the SI Chamber Singers and the SI Choral Program. And also in December, from the 12th to the 14th in Wiegand Theater, the SI Dance Workshop presents its winter dance concert, A Million Dreams. For more information, additional performances, and tickets for all the events this fall, log on to siprep.org and click on Arts. That's siprep.org and click on Arts.
We're back here at J.B. Murphy Field on the SI Sports Network. We have some first quarter stats. Kevin Buckley, Sacred Heart Cathedral class of 2013, has given us some numbers and pretty much what we expected from the Mitty side of the ball. Shamir Bey, 6 out of 9 for 93 yards. Chaz Sines, 6 carries, only 4 yards. He has not gotten going yet. But all the receivers for Mitty, that's 6 different receivers, have caught a ball. We talked about it in the pregame show that he likes to spread it around, and he sure has. 6 out of 9 for 93 yards. For SI, Jashai Shannon has been the man, 4 carries for 68 yards. And Taylor Smith has that 1 interception. Joseph Vaughn making the interception just a moment ago. Setting up Mitty now with a 3rd and 3 from the SI 24-yard line. So we talked about it in the pregame, guys. Shamir Bey does like to spread it around. 6 out of 9. And Mitty has no running game yet to speak of, but Shamir Bey keeping him in the game with his arm.
That's an interesting... Looks like Mitty took a timeout there. I think it was a Mitty timeout. First play of the second quarter. That's an unusual time to take a timeout, obviously.
Especially after letting 20 seconds run off at the end of the first quarter.
Well, yeah, running off the clock at the end of the first quarter, that's fine. No problem there. You get the extra time for in between the first and the second quarter. I'm not sure if they got charged with a timeout or not, but there certainly was a delay, and they went back to the sidelines, obviously. But it does say both teams still have 3 timeouts. I didn't see an official make a call, so we'll just assume that was an official's timeout, I guess, for now.
I mean, if we're going to mention officials' timeouts, last week playing the Bruce Mahoney.
The officials are messed up, guys. The man in the white hat was in the wrong side of the ball. They just forgot who had the football, I guess.
Well, he's talking to Shamir Bey
Well,
now.
he's got to be apologizing to him. The officials lined up exactly wrong. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not. But they've got it all straightened out now. It's 3rd and 3. Bay's going to throw, and he's got a completed pass and a first down to Joseph Advancula, who's breaking some tackles. Jonah Advancula, I should say, with the play, and it's a first down for the Monarchs. 1st and goal for Mitty Advancula. 7 receptions on the year, has 2 today, and it's a big first down for the Monarchs. Nice little play by the Monarchs. They keep it very simple with the passing game.
They're taking Shamir Bey out as well. It seems like they're going to run some sort of Wildcat trick play. It looks like that is...
Number 42, Derek Chu.
He's listed as their backup quarterback.
He's 2 out of 3 on the year throwing the ball. He's going to run it this time from the 5. He breaks a tackle, actually, but really just to get back to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 5. And here comes Shamir Bey. So that didn't last long, but a run for Derek Choi. And he's actually going to get a yard loss in the play, so it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 5.
Seems like that play might have been just trying to get some sort of ground game going against this Wildcats defense. As you were saying, Chaz Sines hasn't done virtually nothing to on the ground so far as their lead rusher.
While watching warm-ups, we saw Mitty run a lot of fade routes. Let's see if they do that here.
Oh, across the middle, and it's a completed pass to Devon Sapp. He's right at the goal line, but short. It's going to be 3rd and 2. And you had me convinced there. I was kind of looking for a fade there as well. I was almost surprised that he threw it over the middle. You know, you got to watch the quarterback, guys, on 3rd and 2. Now, Shamir Bey may not be the greatest runner in the league, but he has carried the ball enough times this year. 50 carries for 183 yards, and he's ran for 3 touchdowns. So you got to account for the quarterback here on 3rd and goal from the 3. And he's looking to his right, and he throws the ball's tipped and incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th down. Now, this is obviously a field goal that Jake Barbaro can make. But let's just see if the Mitty coaching staff is going to allow him to attempt it. And I think we're finding out what the coaches feel about their kicking game today, because they're going to go for it. A field goal puts them ahead here, but they're going to go for it on 4th and goal from the 3-yard line. One of the things we pointed out in the pregame show, we noticed that Barbaro had only attempted 1 field goal on the season. So Mitty is going to spread the field. Watch the quarterback draw. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Devon Sapp is the receiver to the right. Shamir Bey is rolling to his left. And now looking for Sapp! And it's incomplete. Sapp had it for a moment, but couldn't hold on, and SI holds on their own 3-yard line. Mitty gives it up on downs, and SI will start on their own 3.
Great play by Mark Biggins, getting there at the last second to deny the touchdown pass. Obviously, Shamir Bey rolled out to his left and was looking that way, and at the last second turned back to the right in the middle of the field and threw a ball right over the middle, and Mark Biggins made a nice play to stop that touchdown pass.
It looked like Sapp was open for just a moment. Biggins got there just in time, but Shamir Bey, showing off the arm, rifled that ball in there. Taylor Smith is going to hand the ball off for a couple of yards. Looks like our man Mark Biggins on that carry.
You have to be weary of the safety if you're City Nations here.
They got it out past the 5, so a couple of yards on 1st down. I think that's probably why John Regalia gave the ball to Mark Biggins there. Go straight ahead, get a couple of yards. 2nd and 8. Biggins comes off the field now. Cormac Gallagher into the game. So the interception by Joseph Vaughn does not turn into points for the Monarchs. Another run up the middle. This time Shannon has nowhere to go, and it's going to be 3rd down for the Wildcats.
feels like Mitty's kind of figured out what SI's plan, so far, what was so successful in that first drive, with all this movement and deception, at the line of scrimmage, and finding holes to get through for Shannon especially, but they've held him silent those last 2 drives.
So let's see if they're going to take a chance on Zach Taylor-Smith throwing the ball here from deep into their own territory on 3rd and 7. And it's going to be a run from Taylor-Smith, and he's going to go down, lose a couple of yards. But John Regalia did not want to throw the ball there, and SI will be happy to kick it away. Cormac Gallagher is the punter.
Looked like Noah Aguilar, linebacker for Mitty, was all over SI's quarterback there, Taylor Smith. Didn't allow him to go anywhere.
At least I thought that Cormac Gallagher was the punter. Here he goes. I saw Gallagher running off the field, and I'm thinking, where's he going? He should be out there. So he's back onto the field to kick the football away. Deep for the Monarchs is Raymelo Murphy, who has a touchdown catch in this game. Mitty's setting up for a return. And the kick is a good angled kick. Let's see if Murphy wants to take a chance. He will take a chance and breaks a tackle, gets to about the 33-yard line. Pretty good coverage for SI, but Mitty's going to start in SI territory at the 33-yard line. So WCAL girls volleyball is heating up. Congratulations to Sacred Heart Cathedral with a 9-1 record. Sacred Heart Cathedral won the round robin in girls volleyball. SI finished 5-5. Playoffs start Tuesday night on campus. Valley Christian will come north to take on the Cats at 6:30. The winner of that game will take on Sacred Heart Cathedral on Ellis Street on October the 17th, unless, of course, presentation beats St. Francis. I guess I should say that. SI is the number 4 seed in the volleyball playoffs that start Tuesday night at McCullough Gymnasium. Here's Shamir Bey throwing before the man was ready to make the catch, but Jonah Avankula makes the play, but he fumbles the ball after the reception, and SI recovers. Nice recovery by Siako Hunkin. Siako Gallegos Hunkin makes the reception. He's just a sophomore. So a completed pass to Avankula, but he fumbles, and SI takes over.
This is the point in the game where the Cats can really take control because they deferred the coin toss. So they get the ball to start the second half. And with 7 minutes left, they can take a lot of time off the clock here on a drive.
So nice play by the SI defense. I hope I'm saying that right. Siaki Gallegos Hunkin makes the recovery for the SI Wildcats. He's a sophomore.
And I want to say that was Jonah Avankula that forced that fumble.
Well, Avankula made the catch for the Monarchs, and he fumbled the football.
Sorry, Mark Stevens.
Okay, Mark Stevens gets credit for the fumble, and Marcus Sweeney makes a nice catch here. Has 8 receptions coming in on the season. Marcus Sweeney with a nice first down catch gives the Wildcats a first down up to the 37-yard line. Nice throw, nice catch. Taylor Smith to Marcus Sweeney. Taylor Smith to hand the ball off this time. Shannon on that fly sweep tries to cut it up, but just shy. Shannon had nowhere to go that time. It'll bring up second down for the Wildcats.
And Ronan said it earlier, there's so many different sort of jet sweep packages that the SI offense runs, whether it's right up the gut or getting on the outside, do they hand it off to the man in motion, or is it the guy in the backfield? It's interesting to see how Mitty adapts to that throughout the game.
Taylor Smith's going to throw this time. It's a little dump-off pass to Mark Biggins. Ooh, a block in the back. I don't think it's going to get called, but looked like a block in the back in front of us. But Biggins has nowhere to go, and that's going to bring up third down. So really a completed pass, but no gain. It'll be 3rd and 9 for the Wildcats. Brian Blake looks a little shaken up on the sidelines for the Wildcats, number 8. Big third down play for the Wildcats here. They actually lost a yard on that play, so call it 3rd and 10. Taylor Smith is going to run straight ahead. Has a little bit of room if he can break one more tackle. Oh, very close to the first down, and a marker is also down. I think by the spot he's going to be about a half a yard short, but we have to check out the marker as well. And it's holding against the Wildcats, so it's going to be called back. Regardless, SI will have 3rd down over, but it'll be 3rd and long for the Wildcats.
Yeah, you were saying earlier about how, holding call can really turn a drive around, and SI had a, looked like it would have been a first down had there not been a holding penalty there.
So 3rd and 14, so from the spot of the foul, a 10-yard penalty. So it'll be 3rd and 14 for the Wildcats. Shannon is split all the way to the right this time. Hasn't had a catch yet, but has run the ball extremely well. Blitz is on, so SI with the correct play call, a little short screen pass, and Danny Burke has all kinds of room, and it's a first down, and Burke's going to go out of bounds at the 36-yard line. So SI had the play for the defense that time, a little drop-off screen, and Danny Burke turns it into a big play and a first down for SI.
Coach Regalia was itching to get Danny Burke the ball, not just on that down, this entire drive. He's been lined up one-on-one on the bottom of your screen for this drive, and although he started in the backfield there, he had a huge gain that might have changed this drive around, turned this drive around.
Burke had 6 receptions on the year coming into the game. He picks up a huge first down with that one. Under 5 minutes to go in the first half, and now here's a handoff for Cormac Gallagher. Gallagher gets it to the 32-yard line, gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Wildcats.
SI's really taking their time. 4.5 minutes left to go in this half, so they're really trying to, drive out this, or take their time on this drive and, not give Mitty a ton of time to, if SI scores, to potentially tie the game up.
And it's going to be Shannon on the fly sweep again. He cuts it back up, makes a nice run. Gets about 5 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and short for the Wildcats. Got Roger down there on the sidelines. The dog, Roger?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely. Can we get a shot of Roger? He's probably one of the most popular guys in the stadium right now.
Roger's looking for his first home win as a dog at SI.
There you go. Taylor Smith is under center. SI's just going to give it to Mark Biggins on a little pitch. Room on the outside. Biggins gets a first down to about the 22-yard line. Mark Biggins with a 6-yard run, and that's a first down for the Wildcats.
Really nice pitch play there. I think the Mitty defense was looking for maybe a QB sneak by Zach Taylor Smith or some sort of fullback dive or something, but the pitch kind of caught them off guard there.
Yeah, they were looking inside, and Biggins took it a step or two to the outside and easily got the first down, and now there's a timeout on the field. Mitty is going to use its first timeout of the game. SI has all 3 of their timeouts. Mitty down to 2 timeouts, 3:28 to go. SI leads 7-6. Stay tuned at halftime, by the way. SI head coach John Regalia, class of 93, talks about the halfway point of the season. Plus, we were just talking about the SI girls volleyball team. We'll have a little interview with captains Megan Lucy, Emily McCarthy, and Lizzie Flemings. The playoffs start, as we mentioned, this week. Valley Christian comes to town to McCullough Gymnasium. Playoff game Tuesday night, October the 16th. If the Cats can win that one, they'll play Wednesday, and the finals are Thursday of next week.
Well, a change from the Bruce Mahoney for the Cats. The one downside to maybe playing a nationally televised game, the unnecessary TV timeouts. These guys aren't used to that, and this game has been fast-paced, not a lot of breaks. It's definitely a change in tempo. And speaking about the clock, the Wildcats have taken 4 minutes off the drive so far. They will likely take off about at least a minute more. So really controlling the clock here in the second quarter.
The fumble by Jonah Advancula. As Mitty was driving, SI has taken advantage to this point. Taylor Smith is going to hand the ball off in a fake. Mark Biggins faked a reverse to Danny Burke, and Biggins gets ahead for just a couple of yards. It'll bring up second down for the Wildcats.
Honestly, I feel like if Biggins had given it back to Danny Burke might have had space to get in the end zone there. He had a lot of space going on the other side of the field. Would have totally caught Mitty off guard, but still a nice run from Biggins.
2nd and 7. Taylor Smith in the gun. Biggins is the back. Shannon is in motion. It's going to be Biggins this time, and Mark Biggins gets ahead for a couple more. Manageable 3rd down now for the Wildcats. Gain of about 3 on that one. We'll call it 3rd and 4 for SI. 3:10 to go in the first half. SI leads 7-6. So 3rd and 4, another big 3rd down for SI, and I believe they're in 4-down territory. It's going to be Shannon. He's got some room. He's close to the first down. He's trying to bounce outside. He's going to get the first down inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line. First down, Wildcats. Jashai Shannon with another fine run. SI's on a big drive, and the entire training staff is following Roger. Have you noticed that? Making sure Roger's okay.
Oh, yeah, I said earlier, I mean, Roger might be the most beloved thing on campus at SI.
Here's another sweep, and this time Shannon's going to get a yard. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal for the Wildcats. 2:21, and now the clock stops.
Yeah, I believe the Cats should just run out of the tunnel with Roger on a leash.
Well, Rogers he doesn't quite go at that run out of the tunnel pace, I don't think, right now. But timeout for just a moment. Number 87, Sean Mahoney, off the field for the Monarchs, with slightly shaken up. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 3. And there's a pitch back to Mark Biggins. Biggins is in trouble in the backfield. He does a nice job to get across the 5 back to about the original line of scrimmage. We'll call it no gain. It's going to be 3rd down, and the clock has stopped again with 1:55. A marker came in late on that play. Let's see what the penalty is. I didn't see the infraction on that one. It looks like it's against SI, so SI is marching backwards, probably a holding penalty, actually a personal foul. So that came in late. Those are the kind of penalties you just cannot have inside the 5-yard line. You're sitting inside the 5-yard line, that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Now you're going to be back to about the 18-yard line. Wow, that's a big penalty. I did not see that infraction.
Do we know the longest field goal by Cormac Gallagher?
Well, his longest reception is 62 yards. I've got that. He's 12 out of 14 on extra points. I don't have him as a field goal made this year. Mitty uses a timeout. Remember the days of Andrew Ferrero, Sean? Now those, we had some stats on that kicker. Andrew Ferrero, he didn't play another position for SI. He was a very good baseball player as well. Plays baseball and football in college. He's a punter. And he was a terrific punter inside the 10-yard line, inside the 20 all day long, could kick it for distance, and could kick a field goal from 50 yards. I don't think they ever really let him try from 50 yards, but, he probably had a long of 42 or 43, something like that. And it was a big difference. You play the game a completely different way. Now if it's 4th and 18, it's 3rd and 18 now. Let's say they throw an incomplete pass, it becomes 4th and 18. You have no question. You throw out the field goal kicker, and he tries to kick it from here. Your question was a good question. I'm not sure if Cormac Gallagher can make a field goal from this distance. So you just never know in a high school football. All of a sudden you have a kid comes along that all he wants to do is kick and punt, and he's good at it. He's a valuable asset to your football team. We see it with Mitty. I'm sure Jake Barbaro did not plan on being the kicker for Mitty. He's a running back and an outside linebacker, but I'm sure, the best kicker on the team, so he got the job.
And that's also going to, probably affect the play call that SI goes for. Are they going to go for a touchdown, or are they going to go for a 7 to 8
Yeah, they might just
play?
go, right, exactly, get half of it on this down, and now 87 jumps off sides. So the good news for Mitty is Sean Mahoney is back in the game. The bad news is that he got an early start on that one, so SI will get 5 of those yards back. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 13-yard line. That's a big 5 yards. But I agree with you. Maybe you go for 6 or 7 yards to set yourself up on a 4th down play. With a really good field goal kicker, you'll probably take a shot in the end zone.
Well, now this is only a 30-yard field goal, so, that also could change, their play call again.
And it's going to be a fake to Biggins and a pass completed to Shannon, trying to break a tackle inside the 10. He's going to go out of bounds at about the 8-yard line, so we're going to find out how John Regalia feels about this. Actually not out of bounds. The clock is still running. Joseph Vaughn makes the tackle, and no sign of the field goal unit coming into the game just yet. So it looks like SI is going to go for it here on 4th and 7. Mitty went for it on 4th down and 3 earlier in the quarter, and SI made the defensive play. And now John Regalia is just going to wait. He's going to call a timeout. He's going to let the clock run down as much as possible, then use a timeout, taking time away from Mitty in case SI does not make the touchdown. So he's just going to let it run down as far as he can, and then right before the play clock expires, he's going to use a timeout. And there's your timeout. So it's 49.7 seconds. SI leads here 7-6, and a big-time 4th down coming up, fellas. 4th and goal from the 7-yard line.
First of all, I'm kind of surprised Mitty, they still have 1 timeout left. And, they could have taken a timeout with like 1 minute and 40 seconds left or so. And that's a big difference from, potentially getting the ball back with 40 seconds and the ball back with, 1 minute 30 seconds and no timeouts. I mean, there's a big difference there. So it seems like Mitty's, just going to put all their effort into this 4th down and 7, hope they can stop SI and go into the half down 1.
Oh, absolutely. With the Cats getting the second half kickoff, if the Cats score here, this could absolutely change Mitty's adjustments in the second half, and even the Cats' adjustments in the second half.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Get a touchdown here and get the ball back to start the second half. No question about it. Mitty does have 1 timeout left. SI with 2. The only other thing I'm thinking of is that confusion earlier in the quarter. Maybe Mitty did use a timeout and they just didn't register it.
Yeah, that's
possible.
True. Good point.
I don't know, but I think you guys made a good point there on not using a timeout.
And they are going to kick a field goal.
They are going to kick a field goal. So Cormac Gallagher into the game, and he's going to attempt a field goal. It's going to be a 25-yard attempt for Cormac Gallagher. Snap's a good one. The kick is definitely long enough, and it's good. So Cormac Gallagher from 25 yards gives SI 3 points, and the Cats lead 10-6 with 44 seconds to go in the quarter. So Cormac Gallagher does his Andrew Ferraro imitation and kicks a field goal for the Wildcats, and SI leads 10-6.
The crowd here at JB Murphy Field is finally starting to come alive after that field goal. I think the crowd could be a huge difference maker in the second half.
It'll be interesting as well. If Mitty, 44 seconds left in the half, does Mitty try and, maybe get a, as we were talking, before the game, they love that big play. And, they have, long, I think, of 80 yards this, long play of 80 yards this season. Do they try and go for a touchdown and maybe take the lead going into the second half? Or are they just going to say, we're happy with going down, going into the locker rooms down 4 and, prepare for the second half?
I think they'll take a shot. They have Advent Kula has a 59-yard catch. Murphy has a 69-yard catch. Dupree has a 75-yard catch. Vaughn's got one for 39 yards. I think they'll take a couple of shots, but we'll find out here in a second. A lot of it depends on the return. You get a good return, you probably take some shots. If your return's not so sharp and you may be inside the 20, you might just take a knee and run out the half. So Cormac Gallagher, who just hit a 25-yard field goal. This is a very short kick, and a fair catch is called for and made. It's a nice play by Noah Aguilar, outside linebacker. Probably doesn't carry the ball that much. Don't want to fumble it. Mitty's going to get pretty good field position at the 30-yard line. I got to believe they're going to take some shots here, guys.
Yeah, and we're assuming they have one timeout left in 43 seconds, so it's not like they can't throw the ball in the middle of the field either.
And the clock stops after a first down, so I fully expect to see Shamir Bey show off his rifle arm for at least a couple of attempts here. 43 seconds.
I'm surprised the Cats' safeties aren't more than 10 yards back. They're only at the 42-yard line right now.
Bey is looking to throw, and he is going to throw middle deep, and it's a little bit short. Joseph Vaughn couldn't quite get to it. Lance Sell with the coverage. Second down for the Monarchs.
Yeah, interesting throw into double coverage there by Shamir Bey, especially in the middle of the field as well. I was talking about, even with one timeout, there's only 40 seconds to go, and you don't want to burn your timeout, on the first play.
Well, but if you do get a first down, the clock does stop while they move the chains. So the middle of the field is wide open. Andrew Dean is one of the men to the left, and they're going to throw it to him. Andrew Dean gets a block, gets across the 35, fumbles the ball. Not sure who has it. Mitty does, but the clock will keep moving. They're at the 36-yard line. Mitty's got to hurry up. It's a gain of 6 in the end, so Andrew Dean, 4 receptions on the season, gets that reception, a 6-yard gain. 20 seconds. Shamir Bey's going to down it. Now it's going to be fourth down. That's interesting. They're going to go for it on fourth down. They have to if they down the ball. 16 seconds. You don't down the ball and then punt it away. That makes no sense. And maybe that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, it'd be a risky fourth down here with 16 seconds left. If you had a quick play, incomplete pass, the Cats could get the ball back and maybe have a shot or two to the end zone with 2 timeouts.
Did Mitty use a timeout? Yeah. Well, that's just a mix-up from the coaching staff to the quarterback. You don't down the ball and then use a timeout.
Exactly.
You just don't do that. You would have just used your timeout. But in the end, it's fourth down, and with 16 seconds, maybe they're going to figure why not take a shot. Maybe take a shot deep. Play's going to, even an incomplete pass will take 5 or 6 seconds. It'll leave SI with time for only 1 or 2 plays. Who knows? High school football, anything can happen, although it looks like I don't see Shamir Bey on the field as of yet. And I do see
they are going to punt
Jake
it.
Barbaro. Yeah, that's one of those ones where the communication was not too sharp for the Monarchs. You down the ball, you use a timeout, and then you punt. Not the way you drew it up.
Nobody deep for SI either.
So, and did SI move? That could be a first down. That changes everything.
Wow.
That's a first down. I mean, all you have to do, you don't even have to do anything. All they're going to do is kick the ball away and the half's going to end. And now Shamir Bey is going to come out on the field and take 2 or 3 shots. And now SI is going to use the timeout. So we thought the half was going to end quickly, but not at this time. Don't forget, volleyball this week. Girls golf is in full swing. The Valley Christian Warriors lead the league with an 8-0 record. St. Ignatius 5-3. Grace Bettis and Camilla Chung, the 2 top players for the Cats, both seniors, excellent players in the top 5 in the league on individual scoring. SI led by Julius Yap with a 5-3 record. Presentation, Sacred Heart Cathedral 2-6, Mitty 1-7, St. Francis 6-2, and I'm here to tell you guys, you may not know this, but Valley Christian, their golf team, I predict, girls golf team, will win the state championship.
Wow.
Oh, they are loaded. They had a score of 188 the other day. A couple of weeks ago, they tossed out a 39. You know how good that is for 9 holes?
That's not bad.
They had 6 players shoot 39 or lower. They tossed out a 39. Pretty impressive. We had a scoring record in girls golf a couple of days ago. I'm sure you guys know about that. Why don't you fill me in? Oh, you don't know? Okay, well, I'll fill you guys in. Ash Fiara Betty from St. Francis, Bedi. I've seen her play. She's unbelievable. Shot 31 for 9 holes the other day for the Lancers, a new WCAL scoring record. Here's going to be a pass over the middle, and it's incomplete. Of course, you guys know who has the scoring record for the boys in the WCAL, right?
Probably Bellarmine.
Did you do your homework before the game on golf? Evidently not. So I'll have to tell you, our own Johnny Churton.
Oh, okay.
Had a 29.
Oh.
You know who else did, though? That guy from Sarah. Oh, God, what's his name? Jordan Cox. Jordan Cox had a 29 as well. Johnny Churton. Of course, we don't have all the records from the 60s, 70s, and 80s and all of that stuff on boys golf, but we believe it's hard to beat a 29. We believe Johnny Churton that day against the Monarchs with a 29 was a WCAL scoring record. Jordan Cox had the same score as well. Here's Signs. He finally breaks free. He's got a first down. Get him to the ground, and they do with 4 seconds, but Mitty doesn't have any timeouts left. They're going to stop the clock for just a moment. They got to snap it, down it, and run one more play if they can. They snap it and down it, and there's still 3 seconds. The chains weren't set. That's an illegal snap. The officials got to grab control of the game. The officials got to let them know when they can snap it. The official needs to stand on the ball so they don't snap it. Mitty's going to get a penalty here, but I really don't believe they deserve one, as the official needs to stand on the ball to let them know it's not set for play. We'll see what happens. Dead ball. So it's a 5-yard penalty on Mitty. And it's first down. In the NFL, a penalty like that, they do a 10-second runoff and the half would end. But I don't believe they have that rule in high school. So Mitty's going to get one play from the 38-yard line. This really has to go to the end zone.
And we were seeing Shamir Bey, throwing probably 38-yard passes in warm-ups.
Oh, he can get it there for sure. Who was the one that mentioned the first half was moving along rather quickly? At the time you mentioned that, both teams had 3 timeouts. Now neither team has any timeouts. So you got to be careful what you say here on the SI Sports Network.
That's true.
So who's got the boys' scoring record for golf?
Churton.
Johnny Churton and Jordan Cox. And for the girls?
No, St. Francis.
Ash Viara, Betty. Bedi, and her brother plays for the Bellarmine Bells.
Oh, okay.
A golfing family. And as I mentioned, Grace Bettis and Camilla Chung playing great for the Wildcats. Camilla had a 35 the other day against St. Francis. SI only lost that match by 2 shots. St. Francis is a really, really good team. Camilla had a 37 against Mitty. And you know who won the preseason WCAL championship for girls golf?
St. Francis.
No, individual. Valley Christian won it by like 1 million shots, but the individual.
Grace Bettis.
Hey, give me some right there. Grace Bettis with and of course you know what she shot, right? 71. So congratulations to Grace Bettis. This is the first time we've been on the air. That happened about a month ago, but yeah, Grace Bettis won the preseason WCAL championship, and for girls the WCAL championship will be the Monday after next, down at Santa Teresa. So one play here for the Monarchs, 3 seconds. SI leads 10-6. Mark Biggins is going to go all the way back to the goal line. Zach Taylor-Smith, the quarterback, is going to get in there as well. He's going to play way deep.
Yeah, 2 of SI's tallest players, and Teddy Buchanan and Zach Taylor-Smith are back there ready to bat the ball down.
So get some pressure on Shamir Bey, make him throw it before he wants to maybe. He drops back, he throws it short of the end zone, ball into the air, and it's caught by Murphy, and he's breaking tackles, and he's going to score. Do you believe it? Romello Murphy hit the pylon. That is going to be a touchdown for the Monarchs, I believe. Touchdown Mitty, 38 yards on a terrific catch by Romello Murphy. They threw it short of the goal line, and Romello Murphy gets to the pylon, and it's a 38-yard touchdown from Shamir Bey to Romello Murphy.
I don't know what to say. That ball was tipped in the air. He keeps his composure and catches the ball and runs into the end zone. I don't know what to say.
And they're going to go for 2. And a throwback, a man open, and it's a 2-point conversion to Joseph Vaughn. Unbelievable. Shamir Bey, a 2-pointer to Vaughn, and Mitty gets 8 points in the final 3 seconds. Wow.
I have a very good feeling those 8 points are going to decide the game.
And SI jumping off sides now turns out to be a huge, huge deal as Mitty scores a miracle 38-yard touchdown pass from Shamir Bey to Romello Murphy and a 2-point conversion to Joseph Vaughn. So we are finally at halftime here at J.B. Murphy Field. Please stay tuned as our halftime interview. Sean Lahan had a chance to speak with SI head coach John Regalia about the halfway point of the season, plus the girls volleyball interview with Megan Lucy, Emily McCarthy, and Lizzie Fleming. Playoffs start next week. We're at halftime. It's the Monarchs 14, the Wildcats 10 on the SI Sports Network.
I'm here with the head coach, John Regalia, SI class of 1993. He's in his 8th year as head coach of the Varsity Wildcats. So, Coach, we're past the halfway point of the season, but I definitely know you still have expectations and goals for your team.
Our goals are kind of the same week to week. You know, we want to make sure that we're, as coaches, teaching and coaching the very best we can in terms of preparation. And then, of course, as players, continue to develop skills and put that together and keep building our team overall each week. So that remains, and we've got goals to finish our regular season and push to postseason, which are still not only very much alive, but something that we're keeping our eyes on.
So it happens every season. So let's talk about the new players and turnover on your team.
Yeah, we've had a number of guys in all classes really kind of step into great roles for us and have developed nicely over the course of the season. We've got some seniors like Matt Rosen who have really developed this year to push to play and push the guys around him. That's been not a surprise because we expect that out of him, but it's been nice to see. We've had some younger guys really develop quickly and develop into key roles. We have 4 sophomores up with us, and Josiah Shannon has done an excellent job from the start. Very, very athletic, capable, smart young man, great work ethic, great energy about him. Very, very good athlete, both offensively and defensively, running the football as an offensive player and a great player in space also as a defensive back. And Shockey Hunkin has now kind of been has been brought up and elevated to the varsity level midseason. Has done a great job at the middle linebacker position. And our line guys with David Lewis and Gavin Dunn keep progressing, and they're doing a good job. So with those sophomores, our juniors, we've had a number of juniors play from Teddy Buchanan at the quarterback position along with Zach Taylor-Smith. They've done a great job, both of them, in growing in that position. With Teddy and his injury, he is now able to at least play defense for us, and he's a tremendous athlete, very, very mature young man, great work ethic. So having him develop there has been great. Jafer Snipes has been a good developmental player for us at a middle linebacker position as a junior. Just to name a few, but there have been a number of guys that have done a great job developing. Lance Sell comes to mind as a senior in a new position as a captain. Has really, really developed into a defensive icon for us, especially in his not just level of play, but his just what he brings to the field with his energy and enthusiasm and leadership. So that, along with the players that we've seen over the last few years, Jack Dyke has been a 3-year varsity starter for us at the offensive line positions, also now playing D-line. Mark Biggins has been a 3-year varsity starter for us on both sides of the ball and in our special teams game, running back and as an offensive threat as well as a defensive back. So we take the newer parts and we put them with the experienced parts, and it's been a good mesh.
What are the best parts of being a football coach for you?
I think it's always been, and I think it develops this way even more so now. And 23 years of coaching high school football, I think the best thing is the relationships, the opportunity to build relationships with the players and the coaches and the families and develop that over time, and now having had an opportunity to coach, multiple brothers through the program and have those families stay with us. It's been an honor for me to be able to do that. And it's challenged me to be better, in a lot of different ways, as I have an opportunity hopefully to challenge the people in our program to be better.
So tell me your team philosophy. What do you want your players to learn while being football players here at SI?
Well, we're very much about, the football part of it is absolutely important to us, the on the field, but also the off the field part of football. So it's the training as an athlete and the process of competing and the process of preparation on top of the skill building and the development of each player individually within that. And then also as a team and really building our team. I mean, those things are super important to us. But with that, it's also about just the complete person, right? So that's an extension of our school and our school expectations and mission. And that's definitely part of our program. I mean, we very much want to develop our players and have them help them develop in themselves their spirituality, whether it's a faith, a Catholic faith, or it's something else where they are, but for them to really realize that and have an opportunity to do that through our program. Also develop themselves as students, so they could be the very best students they can be, and whatever that looks like for them, but they can really develop the habits that are going to allow them to increase their knowledge and be great in the classroom. So those are the things that we expect. Those are the things we work for, and those are the things that we kind of demand in each other.
I'm Kiana Ansari, SI Class of 2020, and I would like to invite you to the annual St. Ignatius Campus Exploration Day on Sunday, November 4th, 2018. This open house is a great way for middle school students and their families to explore the SI campus and speak directly with current SI students, SI faculty, SI coaches, SI club moderators, and SI staff. It's a great opportunity to learn about the academic, campus ministry, athletic, performing arts, community service, clubs, and financial aid offered at SI. No reservations are required. The SI Open House will be from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday, November 4th on the SI campus at 2001 37th Avenue in the Sunset District of San Francisco. For more information, log on to siprep.org and click on admissions. That's siprep.org and click on admissions. See you on November 4th.
All right, I'm here with the three captains of the girls varsity volleyball team. So let's go down the line. Tell us about yourselves, how long you've been playing volleyball here at SI, and what position do you play?
I'm Megan Lucy. I've been playing volleyball at SI since freshman year, and I play outside.
I'm Emily McCarthy. I've also been playing volleyball here at SI since freshman year, and I'm a middle blocker.
I'm Lizzie Fleming, and I've also been playing volleyball at SI since freshman year, and I'm also a middle blocker.
So in the last 2 seasons, SI Volleyball has been on an amazing and historic run with appearances in the CCS Open Division Playoffs and NorCal Open Division Playoffs. What are your expectations and goals for this season?
Well, we've had such an amazing past few years, and the team is so strong this year again. So I just expect us to just play every game the best we can and do as well as we can, and just play with the same heart we've been playing with the past few years.
I think our goal is just to take it one game at a time, and especially to win the WCAL, because we haven't been able to do that in the past. So I think that's our first goal, and then to just continue trying to push that open division.
I agree with them, and also just another thing is that it all starts in practice, so we're going to keep working hard in preparation for all these games and hopefully come out on top this year.
So you had some enthusiastic home crowds last year at SI, especially in the game against Sacred Heart Cathedral. Why is volleyball so exciting to watch in person?
Volleyball is such a fast-paced game. There's so little off time, and watching people play volleyball and move so fluidly together, and it's just so exciting to just see it. It's so fast-paced. So much is happening all at the same time. It's really hard just not to be so excited to watch volleyball.
I think volleyball has a lot of passion, and you can definitely see that when you're watching the players on the court, and it's really easy to get excited in the crowd when someone gets a good kill or a good dig.
What WCL teams are you looking forward to playing against, and why?
I think Mitty is going to be a big game for us. We've been trying to beat them for years, and it's never been a blowout. It's always been so close. We've always been right there within 2 points. So I think this is like finally the year.
So what do you do at SI besides play volleyball?
I run a club for human trafficking awareness called Break Free, and I'm also part of Insignis.
I also have a club called the Wild Heart Club that raises awareness for elephant conservation, and I'm part of Insignis and the Service Club here.
I'm part of Ambassadors Club, which works with prospect students.
Tell me something about one of your teammates that surprises or inspires you.
One of my teammates, Maggie Doyle, who's a middle, she's a junior. She's just one of the happiest people I've ever met. She's one of the most supportive teammates I've ever had, always cheering, always loud on the bench. She's 100% herself all the time and always there to cheer you on, no matter if she's playing or if she's sitting.
So I think one of the hardest working players on our team is Sierra Tyson, who is our setter, and she runs a 5-1, which means she never really gets a break. She never really complains about that, and she always works hard and doesn't really get a lot of credit, so I would honor her and her hard work.
One of the teammates that inspires me is Ellie. She tore her ACL last season, and she's just jumped back from it, and she works hard every single day at practice and in all the games.
So describe SI Volleyball in a few words or in a sentence.
I'd say SI Volleyball is a community. We have such great chemistry. We always have had such great chemistry, and it's so great to have 17 other girls there to support you on and off the court.
Hello, I'm SI Performing Arts student Margaret Dresselhaus, class of 2020, and here's your Fall 2018 SI Performing Arts calendar. On October 10th and 11th in Wiegand Theater, it's the SI Playwright Festival. This year we will celebrate works that are based on true life stories. From November 8th to November 17th in Bannon Theater, we present our annual fall play, Laughter on the 23rd Floor, by Neil Simon. The play takes a comedic look at the backstage chaos of a 1950s TV show. On November 28th and 30th, it's the annual fall concert featuring the SI Orchestras and the Jazz Band in Bannon Theater. The orchestras will feature works by Beethoven, Brahms, Vivaldi, and also some innovative music from the current decade. On December 5th and 7th, it's the annual Winter Choral Concert featuring the SI Chamber Singers and the SI Choral Program. And also in December, from the 12th to the 14th in Wiegand Theater, the SI Dance Workshop presents its winter dance concert, A Million Dreams. For more information, additional performances, and tickets for all the events this fall, log on to siprep.org and click on Arts. That's siprep.org and click on Arts.
I'm Ann Strickers, SI Religious Studies teacher and JV Girls golf coach, and here's your sports and spirituality moment. A new school year is underway. Thinking back to that first day of classes, I still get a little nervous, which I think is a good thing. The day largely feels, however, like a ritualized song and dance. Students walk into the classroom, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, wondering where they'll sit and which one of their friends or classmates are in the same course. I have my talking points. I do what I can to extend a warm and personal welcome, and I let them know a little bit about who I am and what we'll study. This year, I decided I wanted to leave them with but one hope and expectation for the course: to fail. If you're a parent, those words should be of major concern. If you're a student, that F word is an injustice. However, if you're an athlete, especially a golfer, maybe you have at least a small sense of where I'm coming from. Indeed, sports and spirituality have taught me the power and the good of my hope and expectation for the new school year, a lesson that is articulated best by a young man in an unlikely setting and in an unsuccessful place. Going the Extra Length, produced by CBS Sunday Morning, is a story about how we might become successful people. Their website states, quote, "The swim coach of Seguin High School in Arlington, Texas, says you can't overstate the underachievement of his school swim team. He measures success by his athletes not getting disqualified. So when Gerald Hodges, pretty good athlete who could not swim, joined up, it was because he couldn't bear not being good at something." Steve Hartman of CBS talked with Hodges about how he was able to measure success in the final lap. I hope you'll live by the words of Gerald this year. If I couldn't handle not being good at something, how could I consider myself to be a successful person? Gerald Hodges. Let me repeat that. If I couldn't handle not being good at something, how could I consider myself to be a successful person? I hope my students and my golfers learn how to handle not being good at something. I hope they find themselves failing, and when they do, I want them to work hard, listen to others, ask for help from their teachers, parents, coaches, and realize what they are made of to improve, get better, and grow stronger. Who knows where that can and will take them. Setting yourself up for failure is actually the key to success, especially if you can somehow master your weakness. That's your sports and spirituality moment. I'm Ann Strickers.
Steve Laveroni, Class 69 from the SI Alumni office here. This fall, we have a number of fun events for alumni, parents, and friends. Our fall lineup is full of class reunions that start with the class of 1958 and continue with reunions for the years 1963, 1978, 1983, 1988, 1993, 1998, 2003, and 2008. Check the alumni page of the SI website for details. Saturday, October 13th is the date for a brand new event called Off the Gridiron. This is a family-friendly fest with kids' games, food trucks, a beer wine garden, and a ticket to the SI Mitty football game. The afternoon festivities provide a great setting for SI alumni, parents, and families on our campus practice field. We hope to see you there. November is the month for the greatest SI Alumni Award with the Christ the King Award. This year's recipient is John Dugan of the class of 1959. John has been a terrific supporter of SI in many ways and is well known for his family's success with the Original Joe's restaurants. Join us in congratulating John. December is the month for Christmas lunches and dinners. More than 15 classes meet to socialize and celebrate the holidays. For more information about these and other events, go to siprep.org and click on Alumni. That is siprep.org and click on Alumni. Go Cats!
Did you know that St. Ignatius has 66 teams in 15 sports and close to 100 clubs and performing arts activities for students? Some of these activities include dance, drama, choral, orchestra, video production, and finance. Our yearbook, The Ignatian, started in 1910 and our student newspaper dates back to 1920. Did you know that the average class size at SI is 25 students, with more than half of our entire student body being students of color? Did you know that affinity clubs like the Black Students Union, the Association of Latin American Students, and the Asian Students Coalition have been part of SI for 5 decades? Did you know that SI has students from 7 Bay Area counties with over 100 grammar schools represented in each class? SI is in the top 1% in the nation in advanced placement exams taken, with the pass rate 20% higher than the global average. On the SATs, SI students' average scores are 254 points higher than the national average. Did you know that 93% of SI students participate in the spiritual retreat program? And the class of 2017 averaged over 160 hours of community service for each student. This year, we will distribute $4.3 million to 22% of SI students, with the average financial aid grant being $13,400. Did you know that the Father Sauer Academy is our new tuition-free middle school that serves students of all faiths from low-income families? Did you know SI's Girls Who Code Club and the robotics team are helping prepare students for today's workforce? And that these clubs are mentored by adults and SI alumni currently working in tech? Did you know upon graduating from SI, the members of the class of 2017 were awarded $27.9 million in college scholarships? I'm SI teacher, volleyball coach, and former Modges student Jen Curtin, SI class of 2004. To learn more about St. Ignatius, log on to siprep.org and click About Us. That's siprep.org and click About Us.
back here at JV Murphy Field. SI will receive the football to start the second half. A stunning play on the last play of the first half. Raymelo Murphy, a 38-yard catch and run from Shamir Bey and a 2-point conversion to Joseph Vaughn. SI had control of this football game, but now trail 14-10 at halftime. Alex Hall and Vicente Molina are going to help us out here for the second half, and we are underway. SI will receive the football. Here comes Shannon, trouble with it, and it gets into the end zone and out of bounds, so SI will take the touchback and start from their own 20-yard line. So, guys, good first half for SI in control of the game all the way up until that final play of the half.
Yeah, it seemed like SI was doing pretty well until that last play, which was really suffering right there, because it looked like SI was going to have the lead up to then, and now it's now trying to see if we can get a touchdown now.
Yeah, Casey, and you see Josiah Shannon, he exceeds based off the play of the O-line. When the O-line is able to get over to the second level, that creates space for Shannon, and he just does his work. But when they're having trouble with getting to the second level, he has trouble creating offense for himself.
So Shannon's in motion right now, and he's got the football, and that's what you're talking about. They got a couple of nice blocks, and Shannon gets ahead for 10 yards. We're going to call it 10 yards and a first down for Josiah Shannon. Shannon had 10 carries for 90 yards in the first half. Of course, he opened up the scoring with a 17-yard touchdown run in the first quarter. So Shannon now, that puts him at 100 yards for the game, and he's had 3 or 4 big runs for SI. Some other numbers to look at. Taylor Smith throwing the ball pretty good, 5 out of 6 for 73 yards, but that one interception. Joseph Vaughn with a pick for the Monarchs. And here's another nice run. Mark Biggins, a 10-yard run and another first down for SI. So SI opens up the second half running twice for 10 yards apiece and a couple of first downs.
If SI, Taylor Smith.
And Biggins 4 carries for 15 yards in the first half. So Shannon now with 100 yards, Biggins with 25. So SI running the ball very well here to start the third quarter. Shannon in motion again, and there he goes again. Goes wide this time. Wise choice. No cutback lane. And it's a nice tackle by the Mitty defense, but Shannon gets ahead for 5 yards. So that'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Wildcats.
Sort of reminiscent of the first drive of the game where they just kept on feeding their backs and, they just kept on driving down the field.
That first drive of the game, 3 plays, 60 yards, and Shannon took it in from 17 yards, gave SI a 7-0 lead. Raymelo Murphy has a touchdown reception in the first quarter. Mitty missed the extra point. A field goal from Cormac Gallagher, and then that man, Raymelo Murphy, again with his 2nd touchdown of the day. And a bad snap. Trouble here. Zachary Taylor Smith is going to have to fall on the ball. It's going to be a huge loss for the Wildcats.
That's a huge killer, especially the way the run game has been going on early in the second half.
That's a huge loss, so it's going to bring up 3rd and a mile now. That play looked a little bit disjointed right from the start. And the snap, and Taylor Smith wasn't looking, and a big loss for SI all the way back to the 25-yard line. So 3 great runs of 10, 10, and 5 to start the drive. Now a 20-yard loss. Shamir Bey, by the way, 10 out of 17, 159 yards for Mitty. And Raymelo Murphy, as I just spoke of, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. And Taylor Smith is going to throw a short little pass. Biggins has nowhere to go. He does a pretty good job just to gain a yard or 2, guys. That drive looked so good. And then that bad snap or disjointed play, the big loss, and now SI is going to have to punt the football away. Number 11, Raymelo Murphy. That man is deep. 2 catches for Murphy in the first half, 59 yards. Both of them went for a touchdown. And you just can't say it enough. That final catch was just a killer. 38 yards with 3 seconds to go. If SI just tackles him anywhere in the field, the play would have ended and no points would have scored. Mitty ends up getting a 2-point conversion and 8 points on that final play. Here's the kick. Murphy, a fair catch. Nice job at about the 47-yard line. Mitty will start in their own territory, call it the 46. Thought it was interesting. A couple of great spots there on commercials. Jen Curtin, of course, did a great job, the head volleyball coach here at St. Ignatius for the girls. Playoffs next week. Don't forget, we've been talking about it. And I love the one from Ann Strickers, the girls golf coach here, the JV golf coach. She wants her students to fail. I thought that was kind of interesting, Sean. But she's correct. If you play golf, you will fail. It is the nature of the game. Like a baseball player there, Vicente, what was your batting average last year?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, so you hit into a few outs yourself then, it sounds like to me. But that's a good point. It was a kind of a different slant from Ann, and I really enjoyed that sports and spirituality moment. And here's James Thomas, who we said wasn't available to play today, and he breaks a big run. So James Thomas, maybe something going on, I don't know. He did not play in the first half. He might have missed a practice. Maybe there was a half a game suspension by the Monarchs, but they waste no time getting James Thomas the football, and he breaks a huge run, 18 yards and a first down for the Monarchs. So James Thomas, we were wondering if he was even available to play. We did not see him on the sidelines. He did not play in the first half. He already has a touch here for Mitty and a big 18-yard run. Here's Bay from the gun, looking downfield, throwing short, and it's completed to Murphy again. And Romello Murphy is having a day. He only gains 4 yards on that reception, and it'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the Monarchs.
I want to see if SI's defense can get as much penetration as they did on Mitty's O-line as they did in the first half. That led to a lack of run game for Mitty, and they had to rely on a lot of dink and dunk outlet passes.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and I believe that run by James Thomas to the outside is going to get SI's attention. Mitty really didn't have a runner. Chaz Sines is an inside runner. They didn't have an outside run game in that first half, but James Thomas has already displayed that they have it here maybe in the second. Here's a little flip to Murphy again, and a nice defensive play by the Cats. That's real well done by Lance Sell, and now Sell's looks like he might be shaken up just a little bit. Lance Sell makes a terrific tackle. Short gain will bring up 3rd down for the Monarchs.
This will be a crucial 3rd down right here. It looks like they have like 3 yards from the
Lance
first down.
Sell's hurt. Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm just watching Lance Sell, and they do stop the clock finally. He tried to make it off the field, but he just wasn't going to be able to, so there's an injury timeout while the SI training staff will look at Lance Sell.
Looks like he got something with the ribcage area.
So they'll look at Lance Sell. We've been talking about volleyball a lot in the first half, but please support Jen Curtin's volleyball program if you can. Tuesday night, you guys going to go? Valley Christian coming to town?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's an exciting game.
Yes. You just say, of course we're going to go. 6:30 playoffs, and if SI wins that game, they will play again on Wednesday night with a very good chance of going across down to Ella Street to take on Sacred Heart Cathedral. Sacred Heart Cathedral beat SI twice during the regular season, but both matches were really, really close. Sacred Heart Cathedral, the 1 seed. SI is the 4 seed. Mitty in the mix, of course. Tennis team for SI doing extremely well, as usual. The tennis team, I believe I saw a note, they're 6-0 in WCAL play. So the girls tennis team doing extremely well, 6-0, leading the league. Lance Sell's okay. He's off the field, of course. And here's Shamir Bey scrambling, and he is dangerous. Shamir Bey's an athlete. Inside the 10, inside the 5. Bey will go down at about the 2-yard line, and that's the X-factor part of the game that SI really has to be aware of. If you get Bey out of the pocket, he can scramble and he can gain yards, and he's got a huge first down inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, SI brought the house. Good penetration by Jack Dyke. He was merely about 2 feet away from a sack of Bey, but Bey just gets out, no one's at the second level, and boom, he's gone.
SI needs a hold here. Needs to hold the Monarchs. I mean, I'm telling you, the littlest things. Jump off sides on 4th and 4. Mitty was going to punt the ball away. Instead, they score a touchdown right before halftime. SI's driving, a bad snap, and now an easy touchdown. Shamir Bey is going to walk it in from 3 yards. Mitty with a terrific inside fake, and Shamir Bey has a walk-in touchdown, and the Monarchs now lead 20-10 with the extra point to follow.
You kind of just felt like something left SI's defense right there, right? When Bey was walking in, they're all like, wow.
I mean, I think they took the sell there as well, looking at the running back, but
Jake Barbaro to kick the extra point. But really, guys, you hate to – just 2 plays would SI like to have back. 4th and 4, they jump off sides, and then the bad snap. Those 2 plays, you take away those 2 plays, SI's ahead. We're ahead in this football game. But in a moment, it's going to be 21-10, and Mitty is in favor now, 21-10. So we've talked about it before here on the SI Sports Network. Mistakes are killing the Wildcats. 6 plays, 54 yards, 2 minutes, 9 seconds off the clock. And Shamir Bey gaining the last 25 yards on his own, a 22-yard scramble play and a 3-yard walk-in touchdown for the Monarchs. So some of those first half stats that we talked about. Advinculo, 2 catches, 27 yards. Murphy, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. Has a catch here in the 3rd quarter. Shamir Bey, 10 out of 17, but he had completions to 6 different receivers. That's very good distribution. Shannon has 100 yards rushing the ball for the Wildcats. So let's see if we can get number 21 going again. Jashai Shannon has had a terrific day for SI. Taylor Smith has thrown the ball well. Just 1 bad throw. He had an interception. Other than that, he's been perfect. And showing off his leg that time, Jake Barbaro with a touchback, his 9th touchback of the season. And SI will start from their own 20-yard line.
I want to see if SI can finish their drives right now. Finish their drives. They're shooting themselves in the foot with penalties and that fumble last drive as well. Just build off each play.
Yeah, I agree with you. Finish it off. Finish off a drive. Don't give up field position. Mitty started from the 47-yard line there, their own 47. SI started 2 drives from their own 20. Got to flip the field position, and like you say, they got to finish off a drive. They finished off 1 drive, the first drive of the game. They've got a field goal. The offense has been able to move the football. Just need to finish it off. Taylor Smith, the quarterback, trips receivers to the left, and it's going to be a quick pass to Marcus Sweeney. Sweeney breaks a tackle, does a good job. Marcus Sweeney, well done for 5 or 6 yards. That play looked like a 2, maybe a 3-yard gain, and Marcus Sweeney battles hard for 5, 2nd and 5 for the Wildcats.
I think it's the first time we've heard his name all day.
Marcus had 8 receptions coming into the game. Let's keep an eye on Shannon, number 21, in the slot. He's in motion, and he's got the football. And Shannon cuts back, does a nice job of getting 4. It'll be 3rd and 1. That's why you want to keep an eye on Jashai Shannon right now. He's been the hot hand for the Wildcats. With that 4-yard gain, now has 104 yards rushing in this ball game. 3rd and 1, guys, and boy, they need to pick up this first down.
Oh, yeah. It's going to Shannon, I believe, too.
Well, he's in the backfield along with Biggins.
Or he's a sneak.
It's a quarterback sneak. I was just going to say, good call there, Vicente. They kind of had that sneak formation, and they took the open yard. First down, Wildcats. It's a nice run by Taylor Smith there.
Yeah, if he can use his legs more, it provides the run game even more deadly. You got to respect both the running and the passing.
So he'll be under center this time, a couple of backs. Danny Burke in motion has the football, and Burke gets ahead for a yard or 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Wildcats. Burke had a nice reception in the first half, carries that time for a couple of yards. Call it a 4-yard gain for Danny Burke, 2nd down and 6. Both Sweeney and Burke are to the near side. Biggins is in the backfield, and Shannon is in motion. It's going to be Biggins. Maybe a yard. Mark Biggins, maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd down for the Wildcats.
It seems like that Mitty has figured out the running game right now between Shannon and Biggins. Not a lot of running plays right now.
They're running the ball okay, though. I mean, they got a first down. Sweeney made a nice play. The quarterback sneak was well done. But again, 3rd down, guys, and you You just feel like you got to convert this third down. You got to keep moving the ball, moving the chains, and finish this drive off, as Vicente mentioned it. It's a really good point. Let's finish one off. Taylor Smith from the gun, looking to throw, throwing to our side, and it's completed, but it's going to be short of the first down. Marcus Sweeney with a very nice catch. Fourth down, guys. I think you might have to go for it. I know it's still early, but I don't know. Maybe you go for it here. 4th and just a yard.
I think you got to go. Shannon's not on the field, though, right now.
And they're going to kick it away, it looks like. Cormac Gallagher is the kicker. So in their own territory, John Regalia is going to let his defense play. Maybe they can make a play.
Defense has been pretty good tonight.
Romello Murphy is deep. Mitty was totally playing for the line of scrimmage, not allowing a fake. Here's Murphy. Murphy making some moves, but he's going to go down at about the 25-yard line. So Mitty will start from their own 25, 3:28 here to go in the third, and Mitty leads here 21-10. It wasn't long ago that SI had a nice 10-6 lead with just 3 seconds to go in the quarter. Jashai Shannon opened up the scoring with a 17-yard touchdown run. Romello Murphy, a 21-yard pass from Shamir Bey, but Mitty missed the extra point. SI led 7-6 at the end of the first quarter. Cormac Gallagher kicked a field goal, 10-6, and all was well. On the last play of the first half, however, Romello Murphy, a 38-yard catch and run from Shamir Bey, a 2-point conversion to Joseph Vaughn. Mitty led 14-10 at halftime, and then Shamir Bey a moment ago with a 3-yard touchdown run, and Mitty has the ball back, leading 21-10. Here's Thomas breaking free. He was a yard away from going to the house. As it is, it's a 9-yard run, 10-yard run, and a first down for the Monarchs.
Just burst it out of the hole with explosiveness right there. We just, boom, he's there. But I want to see SI's defense, number 31, Shockey, or, you know, his acronym, SGH. I want to see him make some more plays. He was all over the place in the first half. He was getting fumbles, making tackles. He was just, and the defense was feeding off that. Let's see if he can get it again.
He had a fumble recovery in the first half, as you noted. Here's a pitch back to Thomas. Again, he's got fresh legs. Gains about 7. It'll be second down for the Monarchs. 2nd and 2. James Thomas with 7 yards.
I think James Thomas was the missing mark for Mitty last half. He's been a big player already.
Mitty controlling the clock now as well. Call it 8 yards for Thomas. 2nd and 2. Bey from the gun. Fakes it to Thomas. Pressure on. Completed to Thomas. SI's defense was there. A completed pass, but a loss of a couple. It'll bring up 3rd down for the Monarchs.
Nice pressure by Teddy Buchanan there, number 10.
Third and 3 for the Monarchs. Call it a loss of a yard on that play. Devon Dupree, the receiver, closest to us. Shamir Bey in the gun. He's going to pitch it to Thomas, who's going to go outside, and he's going to do a nice little run right to the first down marker, and I believe he has it. He needed 3, he got 3, and it's a first down for the Monarchs. James Thomas with the tough yards.
Very good awareness, knowing where the chains are and getting there.
I agree. Very good awareness. He didn't try to get too much. He just made sure he got to the chains. That's a terrific run by James Thomas and a first down.
Gets a little breather here. I want to see if Shamir Bey can take the top off the defense here. Get a little complacent with the run game. See if he can catch a safety sleeping.
Aaron Smith into the game, and it's going to be a pass And it's going to be an incomplete pass, too tall for Romello Murphy. That'll bring up second down for the Monarchs. Kind of a must-win today for the Wildcats if they want to keep up any hopes for qualifying for the CCS playoffs. SI still has Sarah left on the schedule. They play Reardon and Bellarmine as well. A minute to go here in the third. Mitty has taken control here in the third quarter. They lead 21-10. Shamir Bey to throw. Intercepted, over the middle and intercepted. And there's your man, SGH, with the run back. Great call from Vicente. First down for the Wildcats on a big interception from Sayaki Gallegos-Hunkin, his second turnover of the day.
SGH is everywhere. You see the sidelines already fired up. They got it going.
It's crazy that he's a sophomore as well.
Well, that could be the play that turns this ball game around. SI's offense back onto the field. He recovered a fumble in the first half and a big interception there. And SI has the first down in Mitty territory.
Huge play. Really didn't look like any hope. SI's defense was kind of sleepy, tired, and then boom, change of the game. Now they got to score here.
Shannon is in the backfield. Taylor Smith's going to go under center. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Tight end to the left-hand side. And it's going to be a double pass, and the tight end is wide open. It's going to be a touchdown, Wildcats. A great time for a trick play. The touchdown for Brian Blake. The pass from Danny Burke on a trick play, double pass. Touchdown, Wildcats from 28 yards.
That's exactly what they needed. A quick touchdown, quick score. See if they go. Nope, they're going to kick it. But a great play call by Chris Saunders.
Some great trickery as well. Sometimes you need that one magical play that can get back on the road.
So the double pass. Brian Blake, the tight end, running free. And a beautiful pass from Danny Burke. Touchdown, Wildcats. The extra point is good. And we have life back into this football game. A major turn of events started with the huge interception from SGH, and the Wildcats back on the board. Mitty leads 21-17, but momentum now in SI's favor.
Yeah, and that play was really created based off Zach Taylor Smith's kind of complacency of short dink and dunk throws, and then right when you throw the screen pass right out to the receiver, all the DBs are attracted to him. Boom, leaves Brian Blake open, touchdown.
He really did sell it as well. It looked like he was going to run for a player at all and maybe get tackled after like 2 yards. But great play trying to throw back to the wide receiver.
Yeah, I called it a double pass. What it really is a lateral and a pass. And, of course, that first pass is a lateral back to Burke, who fired a strike to Brian Blake. Boy, that was a thing of beauty. You could just see Brian Blake running free down there, and you knew that if Danny Burke could deliver a good one, it would be a touchdown, and he threw a perfect strike. So Gallagher will kick the ball off. He's kicked a couple of short ones so far, so Mitty doesn't really even have a deep man. They're trying to hide Romello Murphy at about the 20-yard line. Gallagher's just going to kick it deep. That's well done by Gallagher. If this stays on the field, it's a really good thing for SI, and it does. And not much of a chance for a return. Matthew Torregroza gets the football, gets it back to about the 12-yard line. So great special teams play by SI. They saw Romello Murphy come up, so they kicked it deep, and not going into the end zone helped SI out. Mitty will start from their own 12.
Yeah, the last three plays from SI have been three great showcases of defense, offense, special teams right there. All in one. You just saw it.
Yeah, absolutely. A great defensive interception, a terrific offensive touchdown play, and now a nice play from the special teams. So Mitty back on offense. They had James Thomas running the football quite well a moment ago. Now he is checked out of the game. Shamir Bey is going to hand the ball off. No, he's going to fake the handoff and go himself for about a yard. That's going to bring up second down.
Nice play by Will Burkett there. Just closed the hole, nowhere to go for Shamir Bey.
So that might be the final play of the third quarter. Mitty does not have to snap the football if they don't want to. And they're not going to. So Mitty led 14-10 at halftime. Shamir Bey gave them a 21-10 lead early in the third quarter, but a double pass, a terrific play by the Wildcats. A pitch to Danny Burke, who hit Brian Blake for 28 yards. And SI has cut the lead to 21-17 as we move to the fourth quarter. You are watching the SI Sports Network.
I'm Kiana Ansari, SI Class of 2020, and I would like to invite you to the annual St. Ignatius Campus Exploration Day on Sunday, November 4th, 2018. This open house is a great way for middle school students and their families to explore the SI campus and speak directly with current SI students, SI faculty, SI coaches, SI club moderators, and SI staff. It's a great opportunity to learn about the academic, campus ministry, athletic, performing arts, community service, clubs, and financial aid offered at SI. No reservations are required. The SI Open House will be from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday, November 4th on the SI campus at 2001 37th Avenue in the Sunset District of San Francisco. For more information, log on to siprep.org and click on admissions. That's siprep.org and click on admissions. See you on November 4th.
So a turn of events here at J.B. Murphy Field. Mitty with a 21-10 lead and driving the football, but it was a big interception by the Wildcats. SGH with the big play, and then a touchdown pass, and SI's back into it. 21-17 in favor of Mitty. They have a 2nd down and 9 as we begin the fourth quarter.
Hey, Casey, this is kind of rare. We got a one-score game heading into the fourth quarter here at home. It's very rare.
There you go. Aaron Smith with the run. Gains a couple. Taylor Smith, well, he's really 7 out of 8. He's thrown the one interception, but other than that, very efficient with 79 yards passing. And, of course, Danny Burke, the 28-yard touchdown pass to Brian Blake. Shannon, I said he had 110 yards, officially 109 yards through 3 quarters. Shamir Bey, 13 out of 21 for 164, but he just threw a big interception. He's going to throw again. Over the middle, and it's caught for a first down. Wow, that's a nice play by the Monarchs. Jonah Advincula with a big first down. That would have been a nice stop there to get the football back. But instead, Advincula gets it across the 20 to the 23-yard line, and it's a first down for the Monarchs.
Yeah, every time you get a receiver, a tight end on a linebacker, an athletic receiver, you got to get the ball to him.
So James Thomas did not play in the first half, and it looks like he might have gotten shaken up on that run where he made that first down. He's been out of the game since then.
It's really a bummer for Mitty's offense.
Chaz Signs is the back, but instead Shamir Bey's going to throw it out to his right side. Jonah Advincula once again, short gain, 2nd and 6 for the Monarchs.
There you see Mitty, no run game with Thomas, so you resort back to those dink and dunk outlet passes as an extension of the run game.
Anthony Formosa checks into the game for the Monarchs. I don't think I've called his number yet. Number 21 into the game for Mitty. He's going to be the back along with Signs. In fact, he's in motion. And it's going to be Signs. Nowhere to go for Signs. Mitty not able to run the football with Chaz Signs. He had 8 carries for 30 yards. Thomas, on the other hand, had 3 carries for 40 yards. And that's all he's had in this game. Their leading rusher, James Thomas, 3 carries for 40 yards. Not on the field at the moment, and it's going to be 3rd and 8 for Mitty.
Huge play. This could really keep momentum on the Cats' side right here if they get a stop.
2 receivers to either side. Shamir Bey in a passing situation. He's going to go deep this time down the field, making a move for the football. And incomplete. A really nice try by Devin Dupree. Ball incomplete, and Mitty will have to kick it away.
Really nice coverage by Jack Hagfeld. I think that should have been offensive pass interference as well, and he really held his own.
Yeah, Hagfeld did a nice job as Dupree tried to go right through him to make that catch. And Mitty will have to kick the football away. Mark Biggins is standing on the 45-yard line, awaiting the kick from Jack Barbeau. Low snap. Nice play by Barbeau to make that catch and kick it away on a nice punt. Forces a fair catch. And Biggins makes the fair catch at the 37-yard line. That's a nice play by the Mitty punter. But SI gets the ball back, trailing 21-17, 10 minutes and 6 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter on J.B. Murphy Field. Our next broadcast on the SI Sports Network on YouTube is Saturday, November the 3rd. Bellarmine Bells come to town. We'll kick off at 2 o'clock that day, on the air at 1:50. Until then, please stay connected with SI Athletics on our Twitter feed at SI Scores. So big drive for the Wildcats here. 10 minutes, 6 seconds, fourth quarter, trailing by 4. The man in motion is Danny Burke. And Mitty jumps. That'll bring a 1st and 5 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Zach Taylor-Smith got number 52 to jump off sides with the. He set the cadence really well, especially with the fly sweep coming around. SI's been known for that.
So 1st and 5, Danny Burke in motion once again. Taylor-Smith looking deep, throwing deep down the middle of the field. Wide open is Mark Biggins. Touchdown, Wildcats. 57 yards from Taylor-Smith to Mark Biggins.
Oh, how the game has changed.
Great footwork by Taylor-Smith. Felt the pressure, came back, step up in the pocket, found Biggins running down the seam. Boom, touchdown.
So SI takes the lead. And Vicente, dare I say that your buddy, you call him SGH, may have turned this entire football game around with that interception there late in the third quarter. Since then, SI has scored 13 points and looking to add an extra point right here.
Yeah, he must just have made it. Made a huge difference. Sidelines feeding off of it. And Zachary Taylor-Smith's been playing a really great game. He hasn't really jumped out, but he's been managing this game very well.
Nothing too flashy from him as well, just short passes and gets it done.
So McCormack Gallagher kicks it through, and SI trailing 21-10 not long ago now leads 24-21 with 9:57 to go in the ball game here at J.B. Murphy Field. Huge touchdown play. Taylor-Smith to Mark Biggins, 57 yards.
And like that Bellarmine game you were talking about earlier, that might be huge, pay huge dividends for the playoff race for the Cats if they're able to pull out a win right here.
So the defense has been playing well for the Wildcats the last couple of series, and they'll be asked to hold Mitty one more time. It's funny, SI dominated the first half, and that play at the end of the first half really deflated them, and then Mitty looked like they had complete control of the game. And then the interception by SGH, and next thing you know, the Wildcats score 14 unanswered. Gallagher will kick off. Now it's another short pooch kick, and a fair catch is called right about the 23-yard line. Noah Aguilar with the fair catch, and Mitty will start right about the 23-yard line. So another fine play by the special teams of St. Ignatius, and Mitty has a long field.
See if SI's defense can get a stop here. Last week during the Bruce Mahoney game, towards the end of the game, it was back and forth. The defense really shot themselves in the foot with penalties and was really unable to stop the run game. They've been really strong in stopping the run game tonight. Let's just see if they stay true to themselves, don't get too above the clouds right now about the lead. Just get it back to your offense.
So James Thomas, he's a difference maker right now, number 2, back into the game. Mitty starts on their own 24-yard line, wasting no time giving it to Thomas. The SI defense was waiting for him, and he's going to lose about 5 yards on that play. 2nd and 15 for the Monarchs.
And that's my guy, Declan Elias. He just made that play. Good penetration. He's had at least 3 of those plays where he tackle for a loss.
Declan, a senior, with a huge tackle, tackle for a loss. A 5-yard loss. Bay to throw. Looking deep down the middle of the field, but the receiver went short, and it's intercepted, and almost a great play by Jack Hagfeld. In the end, an incomplete pass. Hagfeld was the only one that had a chance at that, and he almost made a terrific catch.
Looked like there was going to be miscommunication right there, and then Jack Hagfeld almost pulled that O.L. Beckham Jr. catch right there. Would have been really amazing.
Yeah, huge communication. The receiver came back in. Bay thinks he's going out for fade. Hagfeld, I think he should have just kept on running a little bit. He tracked the ball. He was tracking kind of like an outfielder where you see the ball, you run to the spot where it's going to be, you look up and you catch it. I think he would just focus on the ball too much, which is what you're supposed to do, but it slows your feet down.
So a big 3rd down and 15 for the Monarchs. Shamir Bay in the gun, looking to throw. He's going to throw over the middle, deep over the middle, intercepted! Another terrific play by the SI defense inside the 20. Making a fine play for SI is Teddy Buchanan with a big interception, and SI has turned this football game around. It'll be 1st down for the Wildcats. Teddy Buchanan with the pick.
Teddy's got his back and with the cast on his arm. Nice play.
Boy, Teddy Buchanan with a huge interception. SI has picked off Shamir Bay twice here in the second half. 1st down for SI from their 13-yard line of the Monarchs. SI has completely dominated this game from towards the end of the 3rd quarter into the 4th quarter. It has been all Wildcats. Taylor Smith. Shannon in motion. Here comes Shannon. Nice run by Shannon. Inside the 5. Touchdown Wildcats. Deshaun Shannon from 13 yards. And SI takes a 30-21 lead with the extra point to follow.
Good defense leading to good offense.
It's a big lead for SI right now. Just got hope to have it and hang on to it.
You can hear just someone in the stands say, "Where did this come from?"
Jashai Shannon with a 13-yard touchdown run, his 2nd touchdown of the day. And the Wildcats have opened up a 9-point lead here on the Monarchs. Cormac Gallagher to attempt the extra point. And the kick is good. SI leads now 31-21 with 8:58 to go in the ball game. Just a moment ago, the Cats were trailing 21-10. 3 straight touchdowns for the Wildcats. The defense leads to offense, and SI now leads 31-21. Now it's up to Mitty to make the adjustments.
I mean, SI could be leading to their first home game win in a long time. I think it was since 2016, right?
The first win on this field?
Yeah.
I think the defense really feels like they let themselves down last week during the Bruce Mahoney. That with that touchdown in the corner off the pass interference play.
Yeah, it was a 4th down play.
Yeah. And they've really bounced back really well today.
And Cormac Gallagher will kick deep one more time.
And Casey, I just heard Teddy Buchanan yell, "Finish it to the sideline, finish it." That's what they got to do right now.
Well, he finished off that last play a moment ago with a great pick, and Jashai Shannon finished off the drive, a 13-yarder. One play, 13 yards. Gallagher will kick coming down to about the 10-yard line. The up man for the Monarchs takes it back across the 30, across the 35. Get close to the 36-yard line. That looks like Matthew Torregroza with the run back, and Mitty starts with pretty good field position. We'll call it the 35-yard line.
Now Mitty has to get something on this drive here to stay in the game.
Yeah, 8:55 to go, and now all of a sudden it's a tough drive for the Monarchs. Shamir Bey has looked good throughout most of this ball game, but he's looked a little rattled on his last couple of possessions. He's thrown a couple of picks. Teddy Buchanan with a huge pick. Gallegos Hunkin with a huge interception that turned this football game around. Bey to throw. He's got a screen set up, and he is unable to complete the pass. Incomplete, looking for Aaron Smith. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
If I was Bey, I'd be scared right there. You got big old Jack Dyke running right down your throat.
SI got in there quickly. The screen was set up, but Bey had to throw it maybe just a count quicker than he wanted to.
Yeah, and the D-lines continue to get penetration to the A and B gaps right now.
Advancula is the man closest to us. The receiver split all the way to the left side of the line, but throwing to the right and incomplete. Shamir Bey on that slant to the right side tried to get it to Joseph Vaughn, incomplete, and that's going to bring up 3rd down.
A little bit of a bad throw, but that ball's got to be caught. It's got to be caught.
He threw it low where only Vaughn could get to it. James Thomas not on the field for the Monarchs. Three receivers to the left of Shamir Bey, one man to his right. And SI jumped early, it looked like, unless Mitty moved, not sure, but I think it's going to go against the Wildcats, a 5-yard penalty. It will. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 now for the Wildcats.
Hopefully this is not the start of shooting themselves in the foot right now.
It was a little 5-yard penalty that turned the end of the first half into Mitty's favor. 4th and 4, Mitty was going to kick it away, a 5-yard penalty. Next thing you know, Mitty scores a touchdown right at the end of the half. SI has taken control here in the 4th quarter. Cats lead 31-21, 8:47 left. Bey will look to throw. Looking to his left now, throwing to his left, and he's got a 1st down. Nicely done, a completed pass and a 1st down. That's Dion Dupree with the catch. Shamir Bey is not afraid to mix it up. He hits a lot of different receivers.
Yeah, and his receivers get a lot of separation. SI corners, based off their scheme, they have to play about 5 or 7 yards back. Gives a little space to the receivers.
Advancula, Murphy, Dupree, Vaughn all have catches. Sines has a catch out of the backfield. He's made a play for Aaron Smith as well. Throwing again is Bey. The rush is on, but Shamir Bey gets up through the middle. The SI defense is there to limit it to a 5-yard gain. That's Teddy Buchanan stepping up and making a tackle. 5 yards for Bey. 2nd down and 5 for the Monarchs.
Mitty's O-line is really outside by SI's D-line right now, and I feel like that would be a huge dividend here in the final drive.
So it'll be 2nd down for the Monarchs. 3 receivers to the right. Andrew Dean, number 22. We haven't called him out. He's in the slot. Shamir Bey to throw. All kinds of time throwing deep down the middle of the field. Nobody there. Incomplete. Shamir Bey throwing a deep ball for Joseph Vaughn. Incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down.
A little bit of a forced pass. Great coverage by Jack Heckfeld. He's all over it.
Hackfeld's brother, of course, played quarterback here at SI. Hackfeld has taken a few snaps from center himself and has had a terrific day as a cornerback, defensive back for the Wildcats, playing that left cornerback position. 2 receivers to the right. 3rd down. Shamir Bey throwing a short one. It's a nice catch, but nowhere to go. Dion Dupree made the catch, but he's actually going to lose a yard or 2, and that's going to bring up 4th down, and I believe Mitty's going to go for it here. Trailing by 10 points with 7:25 to go. Clock moving. 4th down for the Monarchs. Call it 4th and 8. Lost a couple on that play. And if Mitty has a trick play, maybe now's the time to pull it out. Good news for SI is Romello Murphy is off the field. He's the touchdown man. He's got 2 touchdowns in today's game, including pretty much a miracle touchdown at the end of the first half. And here comes Bay. He's in big trouble right out of the gate. He does a great job of slipping a tackle, but the throw comes up short. 4th down. Turn the ball over on downs. The SI defense holds, and just a terrific job by the SI defense here in the second half.
Penetration's been the story from the D-line all day. Linebacker Teddy Buchanan comes in, rush, misses it, but he still brought the pressure home.
Holds. And now let's see if we can get the running game going. Maybe a couple of first downs. Mitty can use some timeouts. 6:49 to go. Control the ball. No penalties. They don't necessarily need to score on this drive, but a couple of 2 or 3 good first downs would certainly be a welcome sight if they could run the football. Mark Biggins is in the slot. Cormac Gallagher is in the backfield. Biggins is in motion, and it's a reverse. Biggins pitches it back to Danny Burke. Danny Burke's got a block now, gets upfield, tries to stay in bounds, and does a nice job of staying in bounds. It's a terrific run by Danny Burke. Gains about 8 yards and then goes down in bounds to keep that clock running.
Great play. Really didn't look like it was going anywhere at first, but then Danny Burke beats his man to the outside, and nice block by Declan Elias again.
Biggins will come out of the game for the moment. Cormac Gallagher in the game as the fullback. SI needs one more player, I believe, on the field. Taylor Smith is the quarterback, of course, in the gun. Shannon in motion, but it's going to be straight ahead and a first down run. Cormac Gallagher gets the tough yards and a first down for the Wildcats. Under 6 minutes to go. What did you say, Vicente? Finish it off.
Finish it off. It's not close, but it's about 80%.
If SI can finish off one more drive, I think that would do it. Shannon in motion one more time, and he's got the ball running to his left, cuts it back up. Solid 6 or 7, maybe more like 4 or 5 on that run from Shannon, but a welcome first down run. That'll bring up 2nd down for the Wildcats. Call it 4-yard run from Deshae Shannon, who's had a terrific game, well over 100 yards. Has 2 touchdowns on the day for the Wildcats. Had a 17-yard touchdown run in the first quarter, a 13-yard touchdown run here in the fourth. Mostly on those fly sweeps. There he is again in motion, but this time they're going to go straight ahead. Cormac Gallagher veers to his right, gets a first down inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. And after a quick stoppage to move the chains, SI will get that clock running one more time. A terrific run from Cormac Gallagher.
A great power run to the outside by Cormac Gallagher. First linebacker came in, he said, "Get off me," and then he kept on going.
It really looks like Mitty can't contain the running game right now. Those first downs are really killing them.
That's what we were talking about. If SI can run the football, get a couple of first downs, they could salt this game away. So far, they've gotten 2 nice first downs. Mark Biggins in motion. Here comes Biggins. He breaks a tackle, breaks into the clear. Mark Biggins inside the 10. Touchdown Wildcats. Mark Biggins, a 29-yard touchdown run, and SI has taken control over the Mitty Monarchs. The running game, guys, the running game. All runs on that drive, and the Cats finish it off with a 29-yard run from Mark Biggins.
That play could have been very different. He almost slight fumble there, but boom, he just put the game on ice.
There was a slight bobble for just a second, but Biggins had control. Once he broke into the free, there was nothing Mitty could do.
Mitty's defense is gas. They're really tired out here.
Yeah, SI's had the ball most of the second half. Mitty had pretty good control of the ball in the first half. especially in the first quarter, although SI had the scoreboard. The kick is good from Cormac Gallagher, and SI now leads 38-21. That was a 5-play, 54 yards, 2 minutes and 7 seconds off the clock. All 5 plays, running plays, guys. We talked about how if they could control the ball and run the football, they could put this game away. And that looks like what they have just done now with a 38-21 lead.
Exactly. They're using what got them here to this point, which was their run game.
Boy, a welcome sight. Points on the scoreboard, 38-21.
Yeah, you think they were mad about last week?
Great game at Kezar Stadium, by the way, last week. Give credit to Anthony Hurd. What do you have, about 223 yards, something like that, running the football?
Yeah, it was a lot.
Hurd had a touchdown last night for the Irish as they defeated the Bellarmine Bells. You don't see it very often, but on the same weekend, Sacred Heart Cathedral beating Bellarmine, SI beating Mitty in football. I venture to say that's probably never happened before. Cormac Gallagher to kick it off. Once again, the up man for the Monarchs. Gets it across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. That's Matthew Torregroza. They've done an excellent job kicking away from number 14, Dominic Haggerty, who is their leading kick returner. So the special teams doing their job for the Wildcats, who lead 38-21.
Yeah, I think that's really been underlined by a lot of the good play from the offense and defense and special teams. They haven't really allowed any big runs. Punts have been clean. Everything's been good.
Controlling the ball, no fumbles. All the snaps have been perfect on the special teams. They really have done a good job. No big returns.
Sometimes that can make or break a game.
Absolutely. Shamir Bey to throw. Nowhere to go. Now across the middle. Oh, nice catch. Vaughn breaks a tackle. Big play. Joseph Vaughn inside the 20. Vaughn still running inside the 10 down to about the 5-yard line. 63 yards to Joseph Vaughn.
I was just about to say that could be the only thing that kills SI. It's a big play here by Mitty.
And that was a big play. So let's not celebrate too soon. The Monarchs with a big play there, trying to get back into the game. They're going to go quickly. Ball set for play. Shamir Bey is going to roll to his right this time, looking into the end zone, throwing it short of the end zone and incomplete. Joseph Vaughn with a big catch and run. Let's see if the Cats can hold Mitty off here. 2nd and goal from the 5.
I want to see if Bey might use his legs here.
Probably not a bad idea. Number 25 is his back. Aaron Smith back into the game. Murphy in motion. And it's going to be a fake to Smith, rolling to his right. Nowhere to go, nowhere to go. Now deep into the end zone and incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 5.
Bey had Romello Murphy right there open. I don't know if he saw him or not, but he was open for a touchdown. Easy 6.
.353 to go. 3rd and goal for the Monarchs. SI leads 38-21. Dion Dupree, Romello Murphy, Jonah Advancula to the right. Devin Sapp to the left. He's thrown to the right. Got a man off his fingertips. Advancula was open. He couldn't hold on. It's 4th and goal.
Wow. Very close there, off the fingertips. Almost bad luck.
Great placement of the ball by Bey, though.
And needing 17 points, 2 touchdowns and a field goal, it looks like they're going to go for the field goal right now. Jack Barbeau will come in to attempt a field goal from Put it down at about the 12-yard line. That makes it a 22-yard field goal attempt for number 36. Does not have a made field goal this year until right now. That one looks good, so we'll call it a 22-yard field goal for Jack Barbeau. Mitty now within 2 scores at 38-24, and probably an onside kick coming.
Even though Mitty got points on the board, another good goal line stand by the Cats. Back early in the first half, they had a huge goal line stand that really, looking back on it, might have changed the outcome of this game.
SI held on a 4th and goal in the first half, and they held on a 3rd and goal there, forcing the field goal. Now you got to believe Mitty is going to put out a package to try and recover an onside kick, trailing by 14 points here with 3:46 to go.
Yeah, let's see if they've used up all their luck off that play.
Wonder if Barbeau has that kick in his arsenal where he can kind of squib it along and make it a tough field for the hands team. Monarchs have a lot of players out there with numbers that suggest that pretty good at recovering fumbles and loose balls. Looks like he's going to kick it to the right. Here he goes to the right. Oh, and it's covered nicely. Nice job by the Wildcats. Really good play. Was that Cormac Gallagher that made that?
Number 4. Mark Stevens.
Oh, no. Stevens. Was it 40 or 4? I guess
14.
It was
14. Zach
44
Taylor
or 14. Zachary Taylor Smith, the quarterback. So SI with their hand teams out there made a nice play. That was a good play by Taylor Smith to get that ball before it could get to the 10-yard marker. And, of course, once it gets past 10 yards, it's anybody's ball. Taylor Smith with the good hands. And now, if you just run the football, don't need a touchdown, but need some first downs, and we can put this game away. Get that clock established. SI did a great job of running the ball in that last drive. 5 plays and a touchdown. And it's going to be hit right behind the line of scrimmage. Biggins is going to lose a yard, but that's okay. Or was that Shannon? Shannon loses a yard. Mitty is forced to use a timeout. It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Wildcats. So 3:39 to go here at JV Murphy Field. Once again, want to remind you that the girls volleyball playoffs start Tuesday night. Valley Christian comes to town to take on SI at McCullough Gymnasium. If SI wins Tuesday, very likely they'll play at Sacred Heart Cathedral on Wednesday. And Thursday of next week will be the championship game for the WCAL playoffs. The tennis team's off to a great start. Cats are 6-0 in tennis. Football team looking for its first victory today. Golf team for the Cats, 5-2. 5-3, I should say. Grace Bettis and Camilla Chung are playing quite well for the Wildcats. Julius Yap coaching, I believe, year 20 for girls golf. I think it started maybe 20 years ago. Is that right? Doing a great job as always. Here's a handoff to Biggins running to his left, breaking a tackle, getting free, breaking another tackle, getting a first down, staying in bounds down to the 34-yard line. Clock will stop as they move the chains. First down run from Mark Biggins. Now the clock will wind under 3:30, clock moving. SI will take their time. Snap this ball at about the 3:10, 3:08 mark. Taylor Smith in the gun. Burke in motion and a marker. Offsides on the Monarchs, it looks like. That'll be 5 yards for the Wildcats.
Really good play calling by Chris Saunders today. Really good play calling. It was kind of controversial play calls last week with John Regalia as well, but tonight has been really good play call. I mean, it sounds simple, but it's really hard to do, especially hard to see in the NFL when you just get the ball to your best players. Let them go to work.
So offsides on the offense. When I saw the offsides sign, I thought it was going to be against the Monarchs. Instead, it goes against the Wildcats. So 3 minutes to go in the game. SI has a 1st and 15. SI just needs to run the ball here, get that clock started again. 1st and 15. Gallagher in the backfield. Burke in motion. Gallagher's going to get a lot more than a first down. Cormac Gallagher from 40 yards. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Hell of a play call. Hell of a play call.
But it looks like there's a flag
Marker
down there.
down. I did not see that marker until just now. As it stands, Cormac Gallagher for 40 yards. Let's see what the marker is. Holding. That's going to be called back. Did not see that marker. So scratch out the touchdown run from Cormac Gallagher.
That play was designed and masked very well, very deceiving.
So the holding call brings the ball back to the 43-yard line. So spot of the foul was the 33, back to the 43. So it's going to be first down all over again, but now 1st and 13 for the Wildcats. Taylor Smith again under center. Danny Burke in motion. Run it with Cormac Gallagher. Nice run. Cormac Gallagher gets about 5. That'll bring up 2nd and 8. It was 1st and 13. And Mitty is forced to burn a timeout. Mitty has 1 timeout left. The Cats have the full complement with 2:34 to go. SI leads here 38-24. So SI has Sarah, Reardon, and Bellarmine left. And assuming that they can hold on here, we'll go to 1 and 3 in league play. The Bellarmine game and the Reardon game are definitely winnable ball games for the Cats. Going to be tough against the Padres, although Sarah lost last night 37-6 down at Valley Christian.
Yeah, that meat grinder's been operating ever since that school opened.
Of course, St. Francis leads the league, and Valley Christian 3-1, Sarah 3-1. Mitty came in 2-1 today. The Irish 2-2, the Bells 1-3. Reardon is 0-4, and it looks like SI is going to improve to 1-3 with 2:40 to go in this one. Taylor Smith under center. Danny Burke in motion. Cormac Gallagher for a couple of tough yards, but more importantly, staying in bounds. Mitty has 1 timeout left. Choose not to use it on this down. So this clock will run. It'll bring up 3rd down, and John Regalia is just going to let that clock run down as far as he can, and SI will snap the football. It'll be under 2 minutes before SI runs this play. 3rd and 3. Danny Burke on the fly sweep. He's going to be short. Let's see if Mitty uses their final timeout, and they do. So Mitty uses its final timeout with 1:48 to go. It's 4th down for the Wildcats. John Regalia will either punt this football away or maybe even go for it if they go for it and get it. It's victory formation, take a knee time. So we'll see what John Regalia wants to do. SI in 14-point lead, 38-24 with 1:48 to go.
Good stand by the Mitty D. I know it'd be easy right now just to quit. Right now, good stand, and if they get another stop here, depending on the play, what Regalia tries to do, you never know what could happen. Especially
Well, big fourth quarter for the Wildcats, I was going to say. It all started with a couple of great defensive plays. Teddy Buchanan had a big interception. How do you say Saaki? Is that his first name?
We were thinking it was Siaki or
Shockey, I think.
Shockey Gallegos Hunkin with a big interception for the Cats. That play really turned the football game around, in our opinion. Right after that touchdown, it was that 28-yard trick play where Blake caught a pass from Danny Burke. Since then, it's been all Wildcats. Mitty led 21-10 when that interception happened. Here's Biggins. If he gets the first down, the game ends. He is very close to it. He is very, very close to it. The clock is going to stop. We're either stopping the clock for change of possessions or first down. This one's going to be really, really close.
It's a good spot.
Like I said, 21-10. Mitty had the lead and the ball and all of the momentum. That interception turned it around. And now with that first down, SI can take a knee and run out the clock. SI is going to win this football game 38-24. So a first down for the Wildcats.
Good bounce back week for the Cats, especially John Regalia. I saw them putting in a lot of work here at practice. They were really amped to get back on the field after last week's loss.
Tough loss at Kezar Stadium in the Bruce Mahoney football game last week, 26-21, but a great bounce back today. This clock is going to start. Mitty cannot stop it. It's take a knee time. SGH, the big interception. We called it at the time. That absolutely turned this football game around. Teddy Buchanan, a few moments later, another big interception. And now John Regalia is going to use a timeout just before the play clock expires. Not a lot to talk about, I would imagine. You just take a knee a couple of times and this game is going to end. SI is going to get some new players into the ball game. And SI is going to take this victory. First league victory of the season. And like you guys spoke about, they did not win a football game on this field last year. And really it's been since September of the year before that since they won a game here at J.B. Murphy Field. So this one's going to feel real good for John Regalia and his coaching staff.
Exactly. You want to feel good when you're playing at home, and hopefully this builds something special. SI is going to go to 1-3 in league play and keeps the chances for a CCS berth alive. Figure that we got to beat the Bells and we got to beat Reardon. And if they can do that with some other combinations, they have a chance. But today was a big first step, and they were able to get it. Some stats from Kevin Buckley here. Shannon, of course, we talked about him all day. Those two great touchdown runs, one in the first quarter, one in the fourth quarter. Cormac Gallagher with his first field goal of the season. The big play was that trick play, the 38-yard touchdown pass from Blake to Burke. That was the play that helped turn this football game around. Biggins had a big reception, a long touchdown pass of 57 yards. Biggins also had a 29-yard touchdown run. Couple of interceptions from Shamir Bey. Had a great first half, but two big picks in the second half led to his undoing. And SI is going to win this football game 38-24. One more knee, and this thing's over. And now the official will set it for play, so just take a knee one more time, and SI has their first victory of the season. Well done, guys. Call it a wrap. It's the Cats 38, the Monarchs 24. Guys, what do you think, Vicente? Nice win for the Wildcats. Yeah, great all-around game, special teams, defense, offense, doing all their parts, and they finish. Good to see them finish.
So the final, once again, it's the Cats 38, the Monarchs 24. Our next game on the SI Sports Network on YouTube is Saturday, November the 3rd with SI Football against the Bellarmine Bells. On the air at 1:50, kick it off at 2 o'clock. Until then, stay connected with the SI Athletics with our Twitter feed at SI Scores. And don't forget, volleyball playoffs next week, Tuesday night. Valley Christian comes to take on the Wildcats girls volleyball team here at McCullum Gymnasium. Great day here on SI Sports Network. Once again, your final score, it's the Cats 38, the Monarchs 24.